Good day and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign, this beautiful little map you see behind me on the screen. So this week is session 5, so I think our players are starting to get their feet under the table, as it were, to coin a phrase I heard about 2 seconds ago. And hopefully this all bodes well for this week. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, you can catch up with all of them now on our YouTube channel. There's a playlist there, it's at Slice and Dice. Just look that up on YouTube. We've got our playlist with every single episode up until now. We've also got a separate playlist with all of the campaign diaries with me, just giving a little bit of insight into what's going on in the world at large in terms of the lore, a couple of other things as a DM as well, what I've been doing behind the screen. Little tidbits for you which hopefully you'll find interesting. Again, you can find that on our YouTube channel as well. And of course we're streaming live on Twitch, so our previous episode is up there, but everything past that, got to go to YouTube. Many thanks to all of our most recent followers, very much appreciated. If you like what you see, feel free to hit that follow button. All of us here really appreciate that, so thank you very much. Anyway, so without any further ado, because I don't think anyone else has any announcements, we're missing a marshal this week, but other than that, everyone else is here. And we will continue exactly where we got to last time. I'll bring you up to speed right after this. And hello everyone, you are all now here. We can see you all. Hello. So let's tell you about what's happened last time here. Just a little quick recap. So after you guys came up with your plan to invade the manufactory, or should I say, to infiltrate the manufactory in a stealthy, subtle way. In fairness, it was a good plan. So what they did was half of the team, in fact, no, 2/3 of the team. Decided to cause a distraction out the front of the manufactory up on the road by setting fire to something, which plays into our high elf sorcerer's skill set. And unfortunately they then realised that the only things that were flammable around to cause a distraction would be the shop itself, which is built into the manufactory with possibly people inside, or the carriage which they arrived in belonging to Lady Helene Grenforth. In fact, the reason that half the party are in Halfrach in the first place is looking for people to help save Lady Helene Grenforth, but they found her carriage unattended and a rock full where it looks like she has gone along with her associates, and so have come looking for help. But now the carriage's time had come, and so whilst our 2 dexterous members of the team, that's Seth the half-elf rogue and Brucon the dwarf monk, decided to sneak around the side and jump up onto a roof, which somehow they did, because it was an 8-feet jump, which for a dwarf is quite a long way. Teamwork made the dream work on that one, yeah. So you
hang on, sorry.
It was a natural 20.
I soloed up that wall. No teamwork whatsoever.
I mean, moral support,
I was standing
obviously.
there ready, and then you got a 20 and just did it by yourself.
Yeah.
With advantage, you got a 20.
That's true.
Let's be
Teamwork
fair.
was ready. You were just good enough.
Yeah, you were there just in case, catching him in case he fell on the spike wall and impaled himself, which could well have happened, but you didn't. You managed to get over the wall just fine and scope out the place. You saw a couple of guards in there with guard dogs, quite a lot of guard dogs actually, and also the slaves within that you'd been told about by Callie Shallows, who's been investigating the manufactory. So when you guys were in position, ready to go, you waited for the smoke signal from the flaming carriage, which Neris, along with Malar and his thaumaturgy, and Fleeting Nook and his thaumaturgy, managed to create the scene of basically children being burnt alive within a carriage, which was very dark, but certainly worked as a distraction. So yeah, with that, bells rang, the guards came, but nobody left the manufactory. Only the shopkeeper, the owner of the manufactory, as it goes, Pat Galwright, came out of the shop, so you managed to get him out of the shop. The guards with him, however, didn't move and were just checking out the smoke from above. So so with that, seeing that, you realised that there was only one way to get in now, and that was to try and sneak your way past the guards, and failing that, murder everyone. You decide.
regularly.
Yep. Now, in fairness, you managed to, for quite some time, stave off actually killing everyone and resisting it. You actually broke into the slaves' quarters to go and hide away from the guards, which actually worked.
Yeah. Somehow, in a room containing nothing but a bunk bed, I managed to successfully hide under a bed.
From dogs.
From
as well.
dogs.
Yeah, the dogs didn't detect you. You must have got covered in grime or something when you rolled under there. I don't know. But, you did well.
Grime, was it?
Monkeyness. I don't know. Just does his thing. So anyway, so that all happened, and through one event or another, you ended up inside the manufactory, having killed nearly all of the guards. All of you ended up inside. With 2 prisoners, one being a halfling under a cloak who seemed to be commanding some kind of spells and sent a spiritual hammer at you, whilst another, a red tiefling who appeared at the end, got tripped up by a whale-placed quarterstaff and surrendered to you both. And that's exactly where we got to last time, so that's where we're going to pick things up. So currently, although I haven't got the map out this time because I think the combat bit's out of the way. So Seth, you're the one who knocked out this halfling, so you're standing with him. Brucon, you're with him as well. The rest of you, I think, were more towards further out from there, and you are with the red tiefling, who's currently prone on the ground, looking at you, and he was like, "Don't kill me, please! I just work here."
I would like to walk up to the red tiefling, put my foot upon his chest, and lean down into his face and, hey there, friend. How are you doing?
Is this an imitation? Are you trying to intimidate him here?
Nope.
You're trying to be persuasive.
Just trying to be a good guy.
Okay, you're just trying to be nice. Okay. Could you get your foot off of me, please?
Well, that's an interesting point of order. How about we have a little chat about what was going on there, and maybe we can help each other.
If you take your foot off of me, perhaps I can be of assistance.
Oh, friend, I really don't think you're in a position to negotiate. And as I say that, just apply a little bit more pressure with my foot.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
While he's doing that, can I just start heating up a hand?
Yeah, you can do that, and within sight of him.
Within sight of him.
You can have advantage on the roll.
Yeah.
You're just like behind him.
Yeah, just behind him, just go like.
It's going to be 16.
16.
Yep.
Okay. So looks at you. I mean, I'm already surrendered. What do you want?
Oh, well, we have questions. Let me, I don't suppose
Try one.
you have any rope?
No.
I wonder if, Mr. Fleeting, do you have some rope or manacles of some description?
I do have some rope.
Oh, would you mind if we tied this guy up?
Go for it.
Fantastic. Can I, yeah. We do
I'll
that.
help you.
So over the course of the next
It's essential.
minute,
The
I
hand
guess you can
movements
tie-
are vital.
He doesn't resist. Let's you tie him up. He goes, I mean, I really don't think this is necessary, but okay.
Oh,
Are you just tying him up as he is, or are you tying him to anything?
I'm
Or?
tying him up as he is. I think there,
Just
no,
in
there's,
situ.
there's a chair, isn't
There's a
there?
chair.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
chairs.
yeah,
Yeah, times the chair. Because when he ran over, he scooped up a load of stuff off the table,
Yeah.
and then when you took him up, like coins and a wooden box.
I'll have a look through that.
Sure. Make a little investigation check for me, please. That is yes. Oh yes, all those checks are using that D20.
It's 12?
12. Okay. What you find, a load of coins, but they're unlike the Hurricane pieces that you've been used to over the last week or so that you've been here. These coins are different colours. There are ones that have a faint pinkish colour. There's a few of those, but the rest of them are silvery white. This is something that, on looking at it, it's definitely not from this country, but you're not sure exactly where that's from. Mala, because you're with her, can you make a history check for me, please?
It's going to be 16.
16. Okay, so casting your eye over these pieces, you recognise that these are in fact Iscan pentacles. there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they're from Isk, and fleeting similarly, you see these. And, hang on a minute. So the silvery white ones are moons, which are worth the equivalent of 5 copper pieces each. And there are quite a lot of them littered about the floor. On the floor there's maybe sort of there's I think on the floor over some time if you're going to pick these all up.
Jack, we're picking that up. It's mine.
Yeah. There's 130 moons, which is the equivalent of 7 gold pieces.
Wait, 7 gold? Oh right.
130 moons, so collectively that's 7 gold pieces.
Okay.
And there's also a load of these pinkish ones are quartz, which are worth 5 silver each, and they are there's 20 of those on the floor. So that's going to be hang on 20. I need to work that
5
out.
times 20.
That's what I need to do. 100 silver pieces, aka 10 gold pieces. There's also more of these on the table, which you came from, and you pick up the box as well. There's a wooden box, and as you pick it up, you see the tiefling kind of looks over and he's wondering what you're going to do with that.
Where were they from, sorry?
Isken Pentacles. They're from Isk, the designation which a few of you are familiar with.
I want to ask him, well, if he just works here, what is he doing here?
I work here, that's what I'm doing here.
What do you do here?
I have to supervise the workers as they do their jobs.
Oh, now, that's where I've got to interject. Let's maybe revisit that concept of worker. How much were they paid on a daily rate?
I mean, I'm not their employer, so I don't know.
Then I think,
Who's their employer?
I believe Mr. Galwright is the employer of them.
And of you?
Yes, of course, he is my employer as well. I'm sorry, I must have got hit on the head.
With that, I take out my mace and I just sort of sit there with it idly, alright, just tapping it gently against my neck. I'm like, so, you would say the people out in that yard aren't slaves in any capacity?
That's not anything I know anything about.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
No.
Can I? How honest does he appear to be?
You can make an insight.
Yeah. I was wondering what check can
Oh, there you
Yeah, there we go. Insight. Insight's
go.
like
21.
Oh yeah, this guy is shifty. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he is definitely not being completely honest. In response to the questions about whether he's employed by them, yeah, he's probably lying, and he's well aware that they're slaves. I mean, they're manacled up again. Yeah.
I'm going to cut to the chase here. We're after the ledger.
Right. Yes.
The ledger.
Right. Yes.
Now, I'm a man of the cloth, so I won't actually hurt you. But I have some friends, and they are less,
I overhear this and start doing a kata at this point and just start kind of like going like... And
I start not just glowing hands.
fine, I
but
stop
my
doing that
eyes
because
start-
this is just way out of my league.
My eyes start glowing, my hair starts moving, I'm starting to bring up that intimidation.
Right.
I basically
You see.
cast prestidigitation.
You see. Yeah. You can. Yeah. You cast prestidigitation. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't need to roll anything for that. You just do it. So what effect were you doing? Sorry.
Just my the one that I was doing before when I burst out of the room. Basically, my hair starts moving, my eyes start going red, my hands start going red. It's basically this weird energy, like almost like a heat distortion, starts emanating from me.
Okay, all right. So he sees that, and you can see, despite his infernal heritage being a tiefling, like you, they see a bead of sweat just kind of starts coming down his head, and he looks at you, at the two of you doing your thing there, and I'm sorry, you were saying, the ledger, yes.
The ledger, if you will.
It's in the room, not far from me.
Is he just declaring?
The one I came out of, yes, and he's pointing down the back of the warehouse. There's an open door which you get through.
Mind just keeping an eye on him while I go and check that out?
My pleasure.
And I will go off towards that room.
Okay. So as you go there, Marshall is actually watching and has just commented that he approves of all 3 of your t-shirts. Not you 2, but
Yeah,
just you 3.
we're the
just
plain grey side apparently.
Anyway, so you're gonna head over to there.
Yeah, as well. One of these things is not like the others.
And you as you leave, you hear him muttering under his breath. Do you speak Infernal?
Yes,
Is there a language you don't speak?
They're very few.
Do you speak Infernal?
I just
You don't. So you just hear what I just said, but so the 2 of you, because obviously your heritage, that's why you speak Infernal. So you no, you just hear exactly what he says. You understand it. So he was basically cursing his luck and saying that no gold is worth this, basically.
Right.
No gold is better than bad gold.
That's true.
His fists.
So yeah, you're heading to the back of the room. Okay, so when you get there, the doors open and you can see inside. There's a small office just with a desk and just a kind of very basic but well carved wooden chair, made pure wood. Nothing tall about it. It looks like it's well made, but pretty, standard chair that you'd find in an office. Other than that, it's pretty scant inside. There's not much there, other than make an investigation check for me.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
I was gonna check in at
Basically see the
21.
Matrix.
21. Okay, so you instinctively seeing the desk and being a scholar yourself, you're aware of people of office, that where they would keep their stuff, and you immediately go for the left-hand drawer, and inside you find, on its own, just a leather-bound book.
Take it out.
Pick it up.
Open it.
It's a series of, it's a chart essentially, it's the ledger. So you've got a series of names, some monies, and so on.
Take that, and for the time being, I will leave the room and go back to my compadres.
Okay. Okay, so you get back with the ledger. See, I told you it was there.
Oh, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you.
And he just kind of looks like he was trying to itch his horns. His horns, one is sort of slightly short and has been cut off at the end. The other one that kind of curls up like that of an antelope or something like that, but a bit more wavy in its form. But he tries to itch it, but his hands are bound. Right, you have what you want. Can you let me go?
Oh, steady on there. Was there somebody else in here?
Seth's actually still standing with him. At the
Yeah,
end.
because my rope is currently attached to a dagger coming off the top of a building.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm currently ropeless, so I'm kind of just rapier to the unconscious guy, making sure he doesn't wake up and magic stuff.
Oh, do you need a hand around there?
Yeah, does anyone have any rope over there?
I think it was actually my rope that we used as the.
As your rope?
Because you
Yeah,
went
I
on
think
it.
because it was me when at first. So I think you actually probably do have. some.
Okay.
If
So
you
I know
want.
my dagger was in it at the top.
It
tied
was,
to-
yeah, it was, yeah, but
Okay.
I think you.
As the kind of the red mist of combat sort of ebbs from you, and you take a breath after all this excitement, you realise it was Brucon's rope. That I've still got mine. It's right here, and you pull it out of your backpack, and it's there.
Suddenly a voice booms from the heavens, going, "Rot come!"
I'll
So-
come round and help you.
I'm going
No, I
to
think
tie.
you were right. Yeah, right.
I'm going to tie him up then. So he's
Cool. So he's bound.
Yeah.
He's still unconscious currently.
got
Unless
his,
you're going to wake him.
for his hand. I'm going to ask the spell people. So I'm going to yell over hands. Better tied front, back, chopped off. How does the magic work?
I would put them out in front of us so we can
Yeah.
see if he's gesticulating.
So I'm going to have his hands tied in front and try and tie them as interlocked together so he can't spellcast.
Yep.
Ooh, we may need to gag this guy.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to gag him as well.
And then what? Like, are we going to question him?
Oh,
Because he won't struggle to answer with a gag. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Well, we'll take him to the one that told us about the
Callie.
legend and such.
Callie, yeah, that's a good
I
shout.
like that.
We'll take him to Callie because actually I'm going to drag him over the floor by the foot so that his head's just sort of hitting the floor every now and again towards the tiefling, and gonna pick him up and ask him, do you recognise him? So I'm holding him by his head.
I'm still there.
He is.
Flaming and scary.
He is. He was also employed here. He was on the top, on the mezzanine there, unless I was mistaken.
Yes, that is where we fought him.
Yes.
Thank you for
He's,
telling me
he's
my
also.
past.
He has also been employed by.
So he's just an employee.
Yeah.
And the magic he did earlier. Just a better employee than you, or
Another
Different,
supervisor.
maybe. He has a different skills to me.
Oh, should I go try and find Miss Shallows? Bring her here. That would be that'd be expeditious. I feel.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Who is this Shallows?
Oh, my friend, don't you worry.
Callie Shallows.
Tied up people
Is that
don't
right?
ask questions.
Okay. Tied up people just listen.
I would like to leave and try and attempt to find Miss Shallows.
Alrighty. So at this point, guys, what's all of your passive perceptions? Just so I know.
13.
I need to get
9.
I need to pull out Leo Brins as well because he's out in the yard.
12.
13 across the board.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you've got
do
lots
not.
of
We
perception.
are not well stocked with perceptive people.
Okay.
Yet.
And
I have plans. Don't worry about it.
It's cool.
yeah, and he has 10,
I'm here
so
for it.
that's
I'm entirely here for it.
an upgrade either. Sorry, highest out of you guys for passive perception, what was that?
A joint.
13.
13
13s.
across you.
Good to know. Okay.
9.
9.
What?
Are you blind?
So you're going to turn. So you come out into the yard and you see at this time that Leobrin's just unlocking the last of the slaves, just taking the manacles off them. And I've job done. Should we and he sees the leather book you're in hand. Are we good to go?
Oh no! If you could just keep these people entertained, and I hand them the loaf of bread that I had spare, and just make sure that they stay put. We may have some further questions. All right, leave, go out into the street.
Into the street, sure. So when you get out there, you see that there's now the burning embers of the carriage immediately in front of you as you exit the shop. There is no long Pat Galright, who was set to sleep by Leobrin last time, no longer there.
Yeah.
Gone. Eerily quiet around you for this time, because it's maybe sort of 10, 11 o'clock now. There doesn't seem to be a lot going on. It seems like everyone's scattered. There's no farmers in the fields that you can see just opposite.
Man, these people did not care about kids.
It was quiet.
You are monsters.
Did we kill the people that were bothered by the kids?
No.
Bad guys with a heart of gold.
Unless I can see who I'm after on the road.
Make a perception check. You're looking for Callie, are you?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
So it's going to be 23.
I mean, you look around and...
Oh, there she is.
Well, not quite that. No, but as you're looking, because you're immediately sort of looking around your vicinity, along the road, down the road, nothing. Up the road, there's the tower in front of you and the tavern, nobody there, no Callie. And then it hits you when you look at the tower that she told you that during the day she was going to be watching from the tower, and you look up and you just get the top of her hat, that kind of trilby style hat that she had. You just see it as you look up the top of the tower.
Looking up. I shout, "Oh, Miss Shallows! We have what you're after. You can come down now. Thank you."
Please don't answer. Make confirm a target.
Thanks for employing us to take on these slavers. Did I miss anything? Did I forget? Leave anything out?
After a moment, the hat then disappears, and you start hearing the bell starts to ring from the top of the tower, just dong, 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 and then she appears over the parapet and says, "Hey, you gotta scram now! They're coming for yous!"
Uh-oh. I run back inside. I tell Leobrin,
Who's who?
maybe we need to get a move on.
And as you get back in, he's just giving out bread, and he's doing a bit of juggling with it as he does so to entertain them.
I run back to the warehouse.
Yep.
We're being told to leave.
You all heard the bell ring as well.
Why?
Somebody's coming.
Who?
The slaves. What's going on with the slaves?
So the slaves have now all been unmanacled, so they're all unchained. Django unchained.
There's still a machine right in the middle of that room.
Yes, so they're still underneath the cloth, which you saw. You looked
reason
under.
We're here.
Yeah, the Stonebreaker is still there, underneath the cloth. Essentially a battering ram.
So we know what it is.
Yeah, because you had a look at it, so yeah, so you know what that is. And in the time that he's been gone, you could have ascertained this as well. Are we going to leave now? Can I, maybe, I've helped you, my part is done here, right?
You sort of lean over and go, you seem disturbed. So?
Well, you say people are coming, did you not?
Yeah.
Well,
And?
considering all my friends my colleagues are dead, I would quite like to make a go of it somewhere else without being harassed and attacked whilst tied up. It does not form the best defense.
Do you know something about these people who are coming?
No,
No? Not colleagues of yours?
not
No,
colleagues
you've
of
seen-
mine, no.
Insight check?
Yep. Do it.
My insight's not amazing, but 15.
15. He seems genuinely worried.
And on the level about him not really knowing.
He doesn't seem to. He looks a bit confused and clueless. He doesn't.
He
He
knows it's
doesn't
bad,
know
but
about.
that's
other
about
people.
all. That's
That's
all he's got.
he is pretty sure they're not his people. Or
Oh right, okay,
yeah.
interesting.
If we need to,
He certainly seems scared.
take everything we can. Take him. I'll take the cleric.
Yeah.
So, but
Take the prisoners.
yeah, take the. You guys have already picked up the money. Is there anything else we need to take?
We
Yeah,
picked
we'll
up
grab
money
the
off
box.
the floor. Did we get the money off the top?
You can get the money off the table as well
Yeah.
if you want. So that means that with those as well. So in total, all of the coinage, you got 200 moons. So that's 10 gold pieces worth of moons, which are worth 5 copper each, and 56 quartz, which are worth 5 silver each. That's 28 gold pieces in total they're worth. But obviously you can't spend them as normal cash. You'd have to change them at a bureau de change or something.
How big is the
or a
box?
medieval equivalent.
How
I
big
don't
is
have the box.
The box is just that sort of size.
Okay.
It's quite a small box.
I'll take the box.
Okay.
Right. Okay. You got the box.
And
And as you take it, you hear it rattle.
Perfect.
I pick up the guy in the chair.
I'll take the cleric one. Gonna carry on dragging him. This time I'm gonna drag him by the top of his shirt. Just literally drag him along the ground.
The Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
Rockbreaker? Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker. It's a mechanical device.
Yeah, it's on wheels.
It's on wheels. Is it self-propelled?
It needs to be dragged. It's a
Yeah.
battering ram. It needs to be
Yeah.
pushed.
But in terms of its like, is it literally a battering ram, or like a kind of Grom situation where it's just a big heavy thing that you can just kind of?
It's got that kind of feel to it. So it's like a standard battering ram, only there's when you unfurl the sheath. The sheet. That's what I meant. The sheet, and have a look at it. It's essentially like a rudimentary battering ram, but it also has very fine metal kind of protruding at the front into a point. And it looks like it's been well sharpened. It looks very good quality steel, better quality than any of the weapons you've possessed in your time.
We probably don't have time to drag it out with us.
So I was gonna say, how long do we have?
Oh, she didn't
We need to
really
get
give
out
me
now.
a,
Did you see
By the
anyone
sounds of
coming?
it, by the sounds of it, not much.
The bell is ringing. People are clearly.
How far away was the inn?
The inn's maybe 50 feet from the shop front.
Where were the stables there?
The stables were past that, where the
There
farm.
with the farmer.
But you tied up the horses outside the tavern.
Yeah.
Outside town.
Yeah,
so
you tied them at the
could I
lamppost.
literally sprint down the road to grab the horses?
You can certainly try.
You're gonna do that?
Cool.
Chappie,
do
you're
it.
gonna hand him off.
Now,
It's not worth it.
if there's, but if
Slow
anyone's
down.
going to try this, it ought to be the person who's really, really super good at hiding, aka the party's rogue.
I'm gonna drop the guy. I'm like, don't kill him yet. I'm gonna run down the road, grab the horses. And
So you have to
them
run
back.
straight. So you have to run through the shop
Hurt.
to
That's
get.
fine.
You would
Yeah,
make an
literally
assumption like
gonna run
that.
through the shop.
Is that how this
I
play
take
works?
an insight. I want to perception as I open the shop door. Make sure it's not like an army waiting.
So you're gonna stop and then like look through the door.
And then.
Okay, so make a perception check for me.
Perception 15.
15. Okay, so you open the door. So you get through the shop, no problem. You get to the front door, you open, and you look out. You don't see anything. You do hear sounds of footsteps marching. It sounds like it's coming from beyond the tower. So further into the village.
Cool.
To get
Then
away from the tower.
Runs the horses. Gonna untie them both. Get on one and ride them over. For the warehouse where the battering ram was, were there doors for the on the other side, so not like going through the shop.
Oh, you're gonna go around to the service entrance. Yeah, got
So
you.
can I ride around to the service entrance?
So
And when I get there, I'm gonna knock on the door and just go, Seth, open.
okay, so before we get to that, you need to make an animal handling check first.
Yeah.
So if the horses will be okay with
They
you.
liked me last time.
They did. That's
Natural
true.
One, the horses eat his arm.
He gets mauled by horses.
Yeah. Animal handling. I'm great at that. 13. It's a +0.
The horses seemed a little bit spooked. As you come over and you untie them, they reasonably cooperative, and they seem to they regard you with a trusting visage.
The fools.
They don't know me yet.
Yeah, and then you as you jump onto one of their backs,
Yep.
you then. The sound of the footsteps gets even louder, the marching
Yep.
during all of this, and
Right.
you just see the first of the guards start to appear around the tower as you get onto the horse.
Cool. Going back around, so I'm gonna knock on the door and just go, open the door.
So you just ride off
Yeah.
with dragging the other horse as
service
well.
entrance.
Yeah, and as you're leaving, you hear, "Hey, stop! There's one of them! Get him! There's right there! Go get him!"
Oh, that son of a bitch.
As I get to the
Yeah,
door,
so you get there.
yeah. As I get in, I'm gonna yell, "Tell the slaves to go out the shop quickly!"
Oh, well, with two people slung over my shoulders, I will go out to Leobrin, or get them out through the front and come over here. I gesticulate with my trunk.
And at this point, he's like got a crust, the heel of the loaf left, and he's and he just runs over to you while still holding it, like probably
My
short.
trunk picks up the crust, shoves it in my mouth. Come on.
That's very efficient. Okay, and yeah, follows you. Okay, and what are the rest of you doing?
So if we send the slaves out the front of the shop to try and slow the guards down a little bit
Yeah.
with a bunch of slaves running out, we should attach the what's this battering ram
Stonebreaker.
thing.
Yeah.
Is the
Stonebreaker.
door open? Is that entrance
That's
open?
It's barred from your side, so
Okay.
you're
So I-
you
Yeah,
can't
but
get
they've
in.
knocked it. So I was knocking. Did you guys let me
No,
in?
I'm going.
captives.
Yeah.
I'm going there. I'm gonna. Do I need to do?
Yeah, do a little
check?
strength check. Yeah,
Oh,
a
the
little strength
weakest-
check. So try and get this heavy wooden bar
Right,
off
hang on,
of.
can I?
Then
Run,
it's
run
six-
on as a D12.
Oh,
You're
right,
okay.
okay.
So hang on, but don't hang on.
Yeah.
I'm stronger than that. So can we make this a team effort?
Yes, of course you
Yeah.
can. You can both roll. Yeah.
So if I go,
You both run over. So
Lots of numbers.
Which
Sure.
one?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah.
D20.
So what we do is, as you're both doing it, I'll combine your score together
Cool.
and.
I love that
Can
we
I make
do
this an
Russian
acrobatic?
because
Oh my God.
Sorry, athletics.
Athletics for this.
Actually, I'm not trained in it, so. Ooh, 21.
And a 9.
And a 9 to
One side pushes up
so
really
30.
quick.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay, between the two of you. So it seems like the dwarf's taking most
I'm
of the
helping.
weight. And,
helping.
Basically, I've placed my hands on it, but let you do it.
You're doing like the Rachel from Friends thing. I'm going to pretending to hold it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, we're doing really well here.
really well. Yeah,
Good
I'm
stuff.
Yeah, and you manage to get the plank off of the.
Brief pause and then just like, were you pushing?
I tried.
Good enough. Okay.
I'm
Anyway.
just gonna shimmy back.
You can pull the door open, or you
Yeah,
just
pull the door open.
pull open the service entrance, and you can see Seth there, majestically riding a horse.
With the head, like the head cock and just like-
with his tricorn hat and
I
his,
shake
or is it
my head
bicorn
at
you've got?
Tricon.
Tricon, I thought so. And his scarf over half of his face,
Yeah,
but it's kind of billowing a little bit in the breeze, and yeah,
I'm going to do a wind hair blowing check. It's really blowing.
that's a performance. It's a performance check.
And now I'll see this stuff.
But hang on, surely, does your hair have like separate stats?
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's just
just not.
So, okay, so The way is now open. You're holding 2 captives. You've just opened the gate, you two. What are you doing?
I'm going to climb on top of the Stonebreaker.
That's not.
Okay.
I'm ready to go when you guys
He's
are.
got it, like, go guys.
Pull out a cowboy hat and go full Dr. Strangelove on this bit, just like.
I'll say, given the amount of time, you can do this.
So
You just
that
climb on top
people
of it.
can obviously throw me at the ropes and I can attach them on and be useful. Not so I can ride
Right.
majestically out on this train.
He's just
But
sitting.
Just
also
an incidental
to ride
bonus.
He's
Yeah.
just sitting there on top of it, like,
There yet?
let's go. Let's
Make
go.
it go. Make it go.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Let's go.
So I'm
tie
just
up
there, it's like,
horses.
tie it up quick. We really don't have much time.
Okay, so you're going to ride the horses over to where you see the turquoise tiefling just straddling the ram there, just looking very pleased with himself and ready to receive your rope. Do you have any rope?
I'm out of rope. Is there any rope around?
Wait a minute. Can you and I take the guy that you tied up?
Yep.
Can we take this off of him?
Yep.
And I sort of just drop him on the floor.
That's fine.
Can
He's
somebody
getting dropped off.
and I undo the.
I come help you.
Yep, we undo the knot. Grab the end of the rope. Just yank really fucking hard and just hope he spins.
Okay.
The rope comes out.
This is going to be a. Let's make this an athletics check, so you're really going to have to pull this hard.
No!
Oh my god!
20.
Oh my
How are
god!
you the
This is
boss this time?
ridiculous. What is happening?
Literally
That's
roll
2
through
you've
the
rolled now.
ceiling.
22.
22. So,
Roll through the wall.
Do we just have like one person monopolise his natural 20s per game?
Apparently.
I'll
So-
take it. Hey, we're in a rush. I'll take it right now.
very reminiscent of one of those 90s flashing yo-yos. You pull it and just halfling just unfurls out, and you suddenly have a lot of rope.
I give the rope to you. Would you? And then I go and retrieve the guy back over my shoulder.
So you've got unconscious halfling over your shoulder,
To
and
me
you've
or
got the tiefling.
Okay.
The tiefling on a chair is basically strapped to your back, right?
He's over my shoulder.
So now you've got both hands
Yeah.
full. Okay.
But I'm about to put one over the back of the Stonebreaker.
Okay.
I kind of just. Oh, Mr. Tiefling, can you?
I feel like this music is.
Oh,
yeah,
Let's bring it up a little bit. It's getting a bit more.
Considering I'm not the most
Oh, you want him
athletic
on the- okay,
person,
yeah, it's fine, yeah,
can
why
you
not?
throw this
Over the back.
to the
You
Yeah.
can't be
ceiling?
the only
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
The
Well,
only
I
strap.
hang
can't
on, you got. In out of character for a moment, you got prestidigitation, right?
Oh,
You
right.
can use
Oh.
prestidigitation to. I believe.
Okay.
Prestidigitation.
Help me.
Yeah, prestidigitation
Okay,
is.
so basically,
Swiss Army knife.
I-
It's great. Hang on.
can I prestidigitate a knot with this rope
You
and like
can-
everything?
Very good
or like
chance.
just yeah, just with the help of prestidigitation, I will tie
Yeah.
the rope and to the horses to.
Or family
No,
knife.
you
Or not
Yeah.
too much.
Yep. All right. Mage hand will
Mage
work.
hand,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, mage hand's the wrong. I was wrong.
Your precision more like.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more kind of like.
Okay.
Spark
Mage
hits,
hand.
sensory effect.
I'm
I
Jubilee
start.
from the
I cast
X-Men.
mage hand and start doing this.
So it's the hand. This spectral hand appears and just half visible just starts taking the rope and moving it around, tying it in place, and that's all working. That seems to be fine. So currently, where are we at? So your mage hand's tying the rope to the horse. Did you say, or to the or
well,
both,
for-
presumably,
both,
but one at a time?
basically,
Yeah. So you're in the middle
One
of
to the
that.
pommel.
Horse first, and
Multitasking.
then
So to the horse, and then it'll move to the other end, and we'll be okay. So while you're doing that, because that's going to take a little while, what are the rest of you doing?
Tying anything to horses, just like getting
Helping.
rope,
Anything.
tying stuff, doing anything
A
that
ladder.
helps.
Got
Just
a
help.
horse with a ladder on the back.
Helping. We're getting this Stonebreaker attached to the horses.
Yeah.
tie
I'm helping. You're
tie
really
the
not.
halfling to the horse.
I'm running back.
Both
I'm going back and going like, mage hand. She's already tying that. Cool. Let's go, guys. Come on, team.
Dog corpses onto the horses. Just.
They are not in this building.
Extra intimidation.
I'm going to throw one of my guys up over the top of the back of the Stonebreaker, so I've got an arm for 3 of these.
Okay.
Put one on the horse.
This is going to be. I'll say you can place them. So which one are you putting on there?
I'm going to have to keep hold of the guy in the chair. Yeah.
Forgot the chick response.
Okay, so you lob the halfling on there. That'll be easy enough. So and just thuds down there like a sack of potatoes.
Well,
on the top.
if you check into kind of near me, so while all this is going on, Brucon is looking for the ideal thing here would be a crowbar, but some other like a kind of a length of material that's reasonably sturdy.
You can make a very quick investigation check. We'll just look through all these crates. There's quite a lot
Oh
of them
no,
in there.
I can make it, but I can't make it well. No, never mind. Yeah, so that's 3.
3. So, in your hurried search, you tear open a couple of the crates. You find a couple of lengths of rope, like 50-foot lengths of rope. But you're looking for something metal. You can't find anything other than there's a well which is tucked to one side of the warehouse. It has a chain that has a lot of buckets attached to it, and it seems to have some kind of winch system on this well going down into the bottom of the well. In that moment when you think there might be a crowbar, you pull the thing and it starts going around. You can see that it's like a mechanical item to get water from the bottom, but that's all you can find.
Can I try and pull like one of the buckets, like just clear it and separate?
Pull one of the buckets off.
Yeah.
That sounded wrong. You can make an athletics check trying to yank it off.
Can I see him doing this? Can I say, oh, by the will of the 8, and give him a slap and give him guidance?
Nah, not
No,
during
but
this,
it's-
because you're already putting the thing on.
To be fair,
You've got to prepare guidance beforehand.
that was an 18 anyway.
18, that's enough. Yeah, you can yank a bucket off.
Okay, grab a bucket, grab a piece of rope,
Yeah.
and then go over. And so my idea here with regards to the Stonebreaker is I'm basically envisaging myself like scooting it along in a kind of skateboard style, like we kind of like on a running board, and then sort of
Like
like
using the bucket
punting.
on your foot, are you? Or?
No, the bucket's for later.
Oh, okay.
The bucket's for later.
I
There's a plan.
turned back from planning something to skateboarding into a bucket.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So-
I'm
so
coming
you're
up
gonna-
with an ingenious plan.
I'm really curious.
So, what are you going to do?
I mean,
There's a rope
So,
in a bucket.
You
when
know
we
what,
try and get the Stonebreaker going,
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to it and try and push off with my feet on the ground to
Oh,
get
okay.
some extra forward momentum.
Oh, nothing to do with the rope and the bucket. Okay, fine.
The
You just got
bucket, the
those.
rope and bucket is for later.
Okay, cool.
That's-
You've got them.
that's-
Yeah.
That's
So you're gonna
the
do
scenario
that
down the
Okay.
road.
Are you ready to go?
No, I'm really fascinated. I was helping.
I'm looking for.
And then I was kind of watching
Fascination
that.
later. Moving now. Ready?
If everything's tied up,
Yeah. I climb onto the Stonebreaker.
so we're actually ready to go.
You still be mostly solid.
I finished tying up.
Cool.
So who's on? Okay, so who's on the Stonebreaker? 1, 2, 3, plus an unconscious
Is there somewhere
halfling.
I can jump on
Okay.
and grab on?
Guys, you're making the horse have more weight.
Make
Someone
a.
push.
Okay, fuck it. No, I'll be with him.
Yeah.
I was going to say
We'll push.
you need to make a little. What would this be? Make this an investigation check. Or
can
actually, no,
roll-
sorry. Change that. Insight. But
You
you
can roll.
can roll it again if you want.
20.
No, I'm going to stick with 18.
18 on insight. Okay. Yeah. So, looking at this structure, although it's got this big metal end to it, it's quite rudimentary, made out of wood, and you think that if you get on it as well, this isn't going to go anywhere very quickly. Yeah.
Can I,
Right.
I have 0.
Hey, bromance.
So.
Thanks for tuning in.
You get up there. You're going up
is it
your
possible
side.
to lead the horses away while also just pulling on the rope, or do I have to be in like front of them leading the way?
You need to lead the horses.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Or
I'll-
ride them.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for them, but I'm going to stand in front and I'm going to be holding the reins in front, trying to lead them away.
Okay.
So, if we can, if everyone's ready, we'll
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
Let's
moving.
go. Where's the Oberon?
We've got
He's just been standing at the side, like just looking around, trying to figure out how he can help at this point.
Push!
Mr.
Push,
Neil,
man.
Hello, Romance, or possibly Bromance?
Browmans, yes, or what have you. Yes,
has he got anything that can help with regards to maybe rebarring the door?
he can try and rebar it himself if you want.
No, I want him with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you guys not thermatise the doors?
No, we need something like mage hand.
Let me just double check
I can
his.
do that. I can do that. Do it.
I mean, the
Maybe-
problem
I mean, I
problem
can
with
try to-
mage handing this bar is it's heavy. It's too heavy for
maybe
mage
when the
hand.
doors are
Mage
closed-
hand's not.
Maybe once the doors are closed, maybe you can like mend them together.
Can I set them on fire so they're harder to get through once they're through?
Well, enough.
No, he hasn't got anything useful.
Right. We're going.
Go.
Mr. Leopold, push.
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. And he comes behind it. He says, "Should I blast
Push!
it?"
No.
Okay.
Push! Pulling the horses.
Okay,
we're leaving. As
so
fast as possible.
as fast as possible. So 1, 2, Leo, Bryn, and you. No, you're at the front,
I'm
aren't
at the
you?
front pulling the horses.
So you need to make an animal handling check. You two plus Leo, Bryn need to make. I was going to say strength, yeah, rather than athletics. Yeah, just a straight strength check, and we'll combine the
Makes
two.
no difference.
What we found were
Oh no! Oh well, okay.
16 for animal handling. I really forgot. That's that one.
Oh shit.
Hop!
I got 4.
I now accept the mantle of the person who rolls the craziness from that.
I mean, you'd have to roll with disadvantage because you're currently holding on to a tiefling on a chair while
Wait.
trying to do this.
Wait! I'm a fucking Loxodon!
Yes, your carrying capacity is large, right?
Can
For
lift,
pushing.
drag, push, carry weight as if one size larger.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
So, I rolled 2. Twice.
Okay, so
So that's a less catastrophic failure than it would otherwise have been.
so your natural 20 means 20 in total, right?
22.
22 in total, brilliant. And for the Oberon, he has a +2 as well, so he got 15, so we're currently at 37. And then you rolled a 4 altogether.
Yeah.
But you're large as well, so you get a bit more of a heft behind you as you push it. Between the three of you, you managed to. The wheels start rolling. What was your animal handling check?
16.
16. Okay. As you tug forward, the horses again, remembering yesterday when you saved them, they trust you, and you start leading them forward, and they start to move, and the wheels are in motion, quite literally. Yeah.
I have an idea.
Go for it. Yeah.
To give them a distraction to the guys that are chasing us, a temporary distraction. I could
Blow some.
try to set something small on fire that needs control flames to create a distraction. Something for them to stare at before they immediately decide to follow the tracks of this ginormous Stonebreaker.
You do your thing. Do you want to do
No,
your
no.
thing?
Is there anything just
Which children?
outside or in that vicinity that's wooden that I could?
There's a log store.
That's a lot of fire.
Holds logs, that's all it does.
And it is in fact adjacent to the service entrances along the same wall.
Well, the slaves are
The slaves all left.
free.
Oh shit! No, you didn't. We didn't do that. Did we?
Slaves ran out in front.
You said about it. I didn't make you check for it.
Automatic.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they all went out.
Yeah,
that's
because it's
fine.
been a while. We would have.
Yeah,
noticed
they've
the random
scattered.
slaves.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a couple of them went back to their quarters, not
Just
knowing what to
gonna
do,
go
but most
scatter.
of them left. Yeah.
Quarters of the other side, though, to the logs.
Yeah.
Send them out and yell.
There's none of them around the log store.
Yeah, there's a 60-foot range between like the bedroom and the...
Yeah. There's a way.
Flare it up and then dump it right the way back down. If you want to. And you can start a little thing. With control flames, you can get it
Alright.
going when you bring it back down or whatever.
I need the flames first, right? Control flames.
Control flame makes the flame as well.
No,
Oh no, that's called create bonfire.
That's create
Sorry,
bonfire.
sorry, that's what I was thinking.
So
Have
I
you got
need to
create
first-
bonfire?
No.
I need to cast firebolt.
Yes.
Literally order.
That makes more
Okay,
sense.
So
Okay, I'm
I
with you.
cast firebolt.
She doesn't have
And
literally
it's a D20,
every
right?
fire-based.
Yeah,
spell.
D20, and this is you.
Casting firebolt.
Whilst you're on
and
top
logs.
of the-
Whilst I'm on top
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. So it's
This is bad.
D20. It's a D20, and you add your spell
Four.
attack roll.
So 4.
That's the
So-
AC number.
Okay, so 15.
15. Okay, 15. Yeah, it's going to hit some inanimate logs. So yeah, they you hit it.
One of them inexplicably has a trench coat and a set of sunglasses and like underneath, but is still on fire.
Yeah. So you hear the sounds of some halfling children screaming. Actually, no. That was last week.
So residual effect.
It's when he says
refer
that,
to
we're
a
like,
catatonic state out of sheer like.
but it's when he
PTSD.
says that and we're like, no, we didn't cast vermitoid. He's like, I know.
So the logs start to catch light.
Okay, and then I cast control flames.
Actually, that just happened.
Yeah.
To roll for that.
Yeah, that's just
Okay.
It says on the
it's a
spell,
cantrip,
but
so
anyway.
you're just like fast damage.
Definitely worth noting down on this spell. It's really handy. But anyway, yeah. So you can use control planes. What do you want to do?
Massively recommend getting a spell app.
Yes.
And then you can just
And right, so I start. I don't know how powerful this spell is, but
Basically, you can make the flames larger, smaller, that sort of thing.
Control flames also make shapes.
Yeah, you can make shapes in the
make
fire.
shapes,
Yeah.
To start basically making a shape of our resident tiefling. Just
yeah.
making the shape of him looking extra menacing and just like.
We're gonna make you infamous.
It's because of the horns and
Oh,
everything.
oh, right, fleeting
So
in.
basically, him kind of standing there menacingly. It's not moving around.
Burning some children.
I'm gonna say, can you make a performance check for me on this one? Just
D20.
So D20. Roll D20. Add your performance.
10.
Yep.
10 altogether. Okay, 10. So the flames are going to take a little while to get to that, to get to the kind of height that you want them to make this massive distraction for you guys, because it needs to burn through the roof of the lobster as well. But you do see this very small version of fleeting look start to appear in what little flames they currently are, but it's going to take a little while. You can use your control flames to make the flames a bit larger and it'll burn quicker. But
Yeah.
it's going to take a little while to get to
Yeah.
enough of a height to cause a big distraction. So at this point, it's kind of happening, but it's smaller than you're probably imagining it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like the end of one of the logs is on fire and it's starting to spread.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little while to build up. Anyway,
Just nervously watching that as we're rolling.
as
away.
rolling away. Okay, so as you start rolling towards the entrance,
As we get out, as we leave, close the doors.
Okay, so as you get to the entrance, you're at the front, so you're leading the horses. So you, as soon as you get out, you can then see.
I am leading us out of town.
Yeah, as soon as you get out of the service entrance, you look to your left and you can see 10 Republic guards, and at their front is a, and they're all halfling size. In their front, at the front is is another halfling. This one you haven't met yet, but this one is wearing like a brownish waistcoat, got a silk and white shirt underneath of it, kind of balding on top, and he looks angry. He's red in the face. And yeah, get him! That's one of them! Go on! Get him to my manufactory, get him! They're still maybe 60 feet away from you, so if you're gonna bolt, you gotta bolt now.
Yeah, I'm just going, go!
Okay guys, you're gonna have to make another strength check. You two plus the Oberyn on the back. And you guys on the top, if you want to do another action, now is the time.
Twice in a row.
Is there any
Oh my god!
Oh my! Again, this is ridiculous.
Is there any way I can help them, like mage hand or some way?
Oh, mage hand and slap the halfling.
It would do no damage. You would just
It's
kind
like
of pass through.
it's like get him.
You've got light, you could kind of be like, and then floodlight in the face to them, or some similar effect. where they're
Okay,
kind of like,
yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
press
around.
digitation.
It's
I've
got
got
light.
lights.
It's got
Oh, light.
it's got
Okay.
So turn around and
So you'll be readying this spell for when you can see them, because currently you can't
Yeah.
see. Yeah, cool.
It's
So what did you roll on the strength check?
No.
Oh, do you want me to do disadvantage?
Because you're large, you're saying no, that counteracts the disadvantage, so it's just straight roll. 14. So 14 plus 19 for the Oberyn, plus 22 for you. So between the three of you, given one almighty shove, and Seth, what are you doing at the front?
I'm leading the horses, going go.
So you're going to start running, pulling the horses on, they obey,
Yeah, I'm
don't
trying to
roll
get
this
them
time.
faster.
But you feel a surge behind you, and then suddenly it goes a bit slack as the cart is shoved forward, or the Stonebreaker is shoved forward with the horses, who then have to sort of pick up speed to try and catch up, and then the ropes go taut again, and you're having to now run to keep alongside them as they start coming out of the manufactory. You're holding that spell. What are you going to do?
How windy is it?
It's relatively still today, not particularly windy. Although there was a bit of a gust around Seth when he entered on the horse as well. On that.
So like the doors or something. The doors or something. Would be like,
Oh no! What are you gonna do?
No, I'll just
like a tree.
Oh.
Like, just enjoy
Okay.
it.
just enjoy the
Just-
ride.
Okay.
Running up to something.
You'll be able to.
Just throw a javelin at them.
Did you bring up?
Oh.
Maybe next. I'll save for next time.
Okay, so you start running. As you get cleared.
What do I touch without blinding them? It's not because they're pushing right from behind me. Is there anything I can touch to light?
What equipment have you got? Pack. You could, for instance, you could take like a torch or a day's worth of rations.
Or a candle.
Or a
Like those
candle, I was
or a
thinking a
candle.
candle.
Yeah, and then just lob the candle at them. Like dynamite, but it doesn't actually explode or
Yeah,
anything.
just really bright.
A flare, you literally throw a flare.
Oh shit! It's magic! Ah!
No, there might be something. Is there like a tree branch or something I could that we're going past?
Make a perception check.
20?
Yeah,
That's not D20.
that's the d20.
Oh, there. Thank you.
The
Wait,
D12. Yeah.
No, it's 5.
5. Nothing that you can see.
Oh,
You
sorry,
think for a moment
6.
you've got there's loads of wood around you because you're like, I'm sitting on wood, but there are no branches coming off of this because this has been crafted.
All right. Right. I grab a candle and light it and lob it sort of to the side slightly, not directly at them, but because it's not.
Grenade ever.
Well, it's not a grenade. It's just light. They're just gonna look at it.
You're
on
ready
the
to
ground
throw the
with
flare. So you're ready with the flare, ready to go. Okay, so as the horses pick up,
I'm never going to need to roll.
and they start running, and you alongside them, you hear, you see out your peripherals one of the halflings step forward and go, "Hey, you!
Barbarians only.
Stop in the name of the law!" And he's holding out a poster
Where is he?
along with the group of
That's
guards.
what
He's one of the guards. No, he's on your left.
Oh.
You're heading straight out because the manufactory is on the edge of the village, and if you head straight on, you can then, and sort of maybe slightly to the left, you end up on the road.
So we're going past them.
You're going past them, yeah.
Can I see what the poster says?
Make a perception check, see what you can see.
9.
9. There, it's a wanted poster, and you can't see. There's a picture, but you can't see. It's like portrait. You can't see who it is though from this distance.
Oh. This is the first bad thing we've done.
And it's at this point when you look at this that you see how that you suddenly have to blink as a lit candle flies over, making
Sorry, it's more than a lit
make it
candle. It's a much
yeah, it's a
brighter-
very bright candle. Make an attack roll.
Fire in the
So roll the
hole!
d20 and then add your dexterity. Yes.
So, +1.
So 7.
7. So you're blinded a little bit for a moment as this essentially a flare lands on the ground between you guys and the army. When you throw this, you're like, ha! And put your full force behind it, and it just poof, nowhere near where you wanted it to go.
With the speed that our carriage is currently going on the way out.
It's just getting up to speed, yeah.
Is the army getting closer?
So they're currently stood still. This is literally, you guys haven't left town yet. You're just coming out of the entrance because obviously these guys need to close it iron or something. So as you're coming out, you're just getting up to speed. It's building up to a trot with the horses,
Yeah.
And you're like starting to run alongside. They are static. They're not chasing you currently. But you hear, "Ready, men!" And as you guys come out, you can now see that all of the guards are there ready, and they pulled out javelins, and they're ready to throw them at you guys.
How many?
10.
Well, that could be worse.
As we're going, I hear that phrase. I'm going to say, "Throw the tiefling off the back."
I mean...
Not fleeting.
So now at this point, the whole of the carriage is now out. So you guys behind the carriage are now exiting the manufactory. So now you can see this array of combat prowess in front of
We
you.
were much further down.
Array of might in front of you. Then, sorry, this is all happening in very quick succession because obviously there's a lot going on. So yeah, you guys are now outside of the manufactory. What are you doing? You're on top of the thing.
Yeah, I want to just shimmy forward so I have the logs behind me between me and the javelins.
So you're kind of exposed. You're on the top of the thing. Both of you are, because you're on top of the thing.
I'm
So
super
you
exposed.
can go prone and maybe that'll help give you some cover on top of there.
But I
From
can't shimmy
javelins.
forward.
You can shimmy forward, but there's not going to give you any more cover because there's no obvious
no-
places other than.
Down a bit. Like under, because these drills.
I'll tell you what. Actually, no, that's a good point. Make a little. This is going to be a stealth check. Yeah.
D20?
Yeah, d20 and
This is
add
what
stealth.
check. Oh no! You stand up and go, "You can't see me!"
You guys are
A
hogging
natural one.
everything.
They're
But
taking a pack of down.
stealth plus 3, so 4.
Sorry, Drake Lazarus. My favourite TV show, Dog Murderer Squad, Monday nights at 7 p.m.
What?
Yeah.
Take it back of dogs with me.
So I'm glad I didn't make you roll acrobatics because you would have fallen off if that was the case. But anyway, so you look to try and manoeuvre yourself and stuff. You just can't get through all the logs and stuff, and you just realise that you are sitting duck on top. There's not much you can do about that currently. It's like, oh fuck. So you three who are still on the ground, so you two plus the ogre, now outside the manufacturer, kind of exposed. What are you doing?
Pedaling like mad.
Yeah.
You're holding on to
up
it.
to speed.
It's starting to pick up speed, yeah.
Why pushing still?
At this point, no. I think it can. The horses have got this now.
No, I'm running behind the chair, the guard on the chair, and you are shouting at me?
I'm saying, drop the tiefling.
Oh,
I'm assuming he's slowing you down.
Please, no! Don't drop me!
Bringleton's been down in front of me just holding him. I'm like, oh, I'm awfully sorry. Is there sort of a patch of just mud, soft dirt nearby?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to,
Either side of the road, it's a bit soft.
as I'm trying to keep pace, I will detour off
Drake
and
is
just
your friend, isn't he?
Sorry?
stake him
Drake.
into the
Your
ground
friend.
on the chair.
No, he's not our friend. No.
Stick him into the ground.
And boom, yeah.
Look, he
Okay.
is not our friend. Jack, you've got your first ever real fate dice, and I don't like no.
Thank you, Drake Lazarus, for your fate dice. It's been
No.
Oh, note that.
Go down
So-
to 3 viewers. Go away.
So going back to this, so you're gonna shove the
Chair legs.
the chair legs thing into the ground,
Yeah.
into the mud. Okay, so make a this would be just an athletics check for this one. Yeah, strength line.
These guys are hogging all the good rolls. And I'm just here like 20, 17. What?
One.
God damn
I
it.
get good rolls
19.
when it comes to
Easy enough. Sink into- As
I'm
you
just
do
so
that,
throwing
you hear
this-
you hear a familiar voice saying, "That one there, he's a demon. He said to worship a tree. There was a demon. He's putting a demon in the ground."
Oh, that's not what I said. You run off the wagon.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Brucon, by the way, just kind of like trying to find the Speed. You ever seen the film Speed?
Yes.
From the bit when he's like under the bus.
Yeah.
Brucon's
Try and get underneath the-
doing the Keanu Reeves under the bus routine.
Okay, so I'm gonna say for this one, this will be acrobatics.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go back to the future.
And I'm gonna-
Marty McFly style.
And I'm gonna use it now because we really don't want this to go wrong. I'm gonna use my inspiration
Good call.
on this one.
That's a good one to use.
Acrobatics, you say?
Acrobatics, yeah.
That's good because I'm reasonably good at acrobatics. He says, tempting fate horribly.
I'd hoping among you acrobatic.
Okay, I'm glad I used inspiration
Yeah,
because I got 19.
19. Okay, so yeah, when it starts to pick up speed, you notice that it's going to get away from you if you let it continue like this, and you kind of forward roll underneath the wooden support, underneath
The axle.
the axle, exactly. Yes, with a wooden axle, and then you grab
Got a
onto.
bandana on, sweet child of mine.
Yeah.
Different kind of axle.
You manage to grab onto one of the sturdier bits of wood under the part of the chassis.
Yeah. Sweet, excellent. I'm sort of like parked under
You're
the
like, yeah. So you're there, ready to go. Leoberin is also running along now.
He can make illusions, can't he?
Yeah.
Is there any? I'm afraid I don't actually know.
He's tapped out because obviously you guys haven't rested since last time. But he's got minor illusion.
Yeah, Fred, I literally, outside of that, I don't know what my illusion does. Is there anything he can do?
He can make a
that
static image or a sound.
Can he make a static image of us? No, never mind. The cleric that we've got captured?
You can use statues and stuff. You don't really do.
Nothing that moves.
No, can we make a static image?
He can try. So
So maybe like, because we're far away, it's night, it's dark, minus.
no. This
Right, so
is
it's
the middle of the day.
Oh,
No,
it's
no.
11.
11 in the morning.
Ah,
You guys
screaming
literally
demon.
had breakfast and
Right.
then went and attacked this home.
There are two 11s.
This changes everything.
Yeah, that might
I
work.
mean, because they were screaming demon when he put down the tiefling.
Make a tree of it.
Oh shit, yes. Yes.
Demon verbally!
He's
That's
gonna
not where I
yeah.
got that idea from.
Sure it isn't.
I didn't get the idea from him.
And it's with that a pinkish purplish tree, 5 foot high, appears on the ground, not far away from where your flare is.
Sorry,
in front
glowing
of the
candle.
ground. Glowing candle, yes. Glowing candle. Flare.
Candle grenade.
It's not flares. Anyway, yeah, appears like next to there, and they're like, ah, the demon. Okay, and
And these halflings are real morons.
Fleeting, are you doing anything? while you're on
How
top of that?
far are they away from us at the moment?
They are, I think, what did I say before? 50 feet?
50, 60 feet.
50, 60 feet, yeah.
No, the first one's not going to work.
I'm so curious. Do it.
Okay, I'm going to make sure the hood is over the halfling, unconscious halfling, and then just kind of cradle him as if it's a child, because they're not going to throw a javelin at someone carrying a child. So,
Make a
we're gonna do that.
deception check for me, please.
I mean, to be fair, you're Jesus.
23. Okay, so you scoop up this unconscious halfling in your arms. Like this is like what's his face's character? The one in Carl in Titanic, like the whole. Please, I have a child.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, that's it. Thank you.
Pre-alopecia, Billy Zane.
So you grab, so you grab this bundle in your arms. And you're, are you saying anything, or are you because?
No, I'm just.
Just go. So they're seeing a blue tiefling holding a bundle and going. Shh.
You've got that. You manage that as you will, Jack.
Okay, it's so now you hear them shout, right? They're not stopping! Open fire! And then just before they go to throw, you hear he's got one of the children from the carriage! He's got one of the children, get him!
Oh my God,
Stop him!
The commitment to this deception. Holy shit. I doff my cap, sir. Well done.
Is there any,
God damn.
Can the Oberyn cast the screaming children again? Like,
He could minor illusion sound, or you could thaumaturgy, but it's not yet, not in this instance.
Okay.
They're about to stop him. As they all go to throw javelins at you, all 10 throwing javelins. So, how I'm going to do this?
Wait, no, this is awesome. This is going to backfire.
Because
Leave it on the tree.
so there's 10 of them. They are standing in a line. Maybe I'd say it's there's 2 rows of 5. There's 2 rows of 5. Yeah. There we go. Easy. So
I'm reading his notes. I'm just getting scared.
the first two are gonna throw at Seth because they're at the front. Well, we'll work backwards that way. So the first 2 are throwing at you. They all rush forward 30 feet and then go to throw their javelins. So those 2 at you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not so good. Does a 13 hit? Okay, they both missed.
Nice.
Not so good. Okay. You should have this to hand, really, because I know I need the stats. Okay, next 2. Now, you move down to the front trying to find cover, so they're going for you, but there's no cover for you, unfortunately.
Great.
So there's another 2. So 2 on you. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Thanks for romance, thanks for stopping by. 14 hits, did you say?
Stop it.
Okay, fortunately only one of them hit, the other one rolled less. So you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
No, sorry, 3 points of piercing damage, apologies.
Oh my God, I'm not rested.
So on the plus side, that isn't more than half of your HP, which we did at one stage think it would be.
Yeah, exactly.
That number you want to keep the same because it's the maximum, so
All right.
right underneath.
Next 2 will be then at you on the top, holding the child.
Holding the child.
Yeah, they have disadvantage because they're trying to hit you and not the child.
Taking the shot.
They're taking the
I want
shot.
the cleric
They think
to
he's
wake up.
They think he's abducted a child.
I
They're
want
trying
that-
to stop
That's
him.
what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
How covered are you?
It was a natural 20, but it was a disadvantage. So there's also a 16, so that would be a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
How covered are you?
Not,
Did I
not,
see your
7 points of damage, piercing damage.
not, I think is the answer.
As a javelin pierces into you and cough up a bit of blood, which drips down onto the cloaked halfling form at your feet. Sorry, in your lap. You still up?
Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, Brucon, you're hidden you are underneath, so you have a lot of cover. You have 3/4 cover, but they are going to take shots at you.
Okay. 3/4 cover equates to
Plus 5 on
plus 5.
AC.
Sweet.
Is that right? 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right.
Sounds right to me.
All right. Okay, one definitely. They both missed for sure. 9 misses, and that's the highest they rolled. Okay, so 2 damage. One hits into the.
Completely
into
wasted
the
my time
woodwork.
with the speed maneuver there. Still looked cool.
Still have a lot of cover, which nobody else has. But anyway, one sinks into the woodwork, and the other one just passes straight through. You see it above.
Sweet.
And now the last 2 on the Loxodon at the back. Okay, a natural 1. So throws a javelin and then manages to get a cut on his hand as he throws it. And the other one was a 7. I'm pretty sure misses as
What
well.
about Leopold?
Okay, no, there's only 10 of them, so they didn't take
Alright.
shots at Leobrin. But he is. So you're attached to the wagon. So now you guys will have to run to keep up with the cart and the horse. Sorry, the Stonebreaker and the horses. What are you doing? You've got one action each that you can do.
now that we've
Oreos, anybody?
Not eating
I actually will
Oreos.
take an Oreo.
So the horses and stuff are just going to keep going. They're just going to keep going.
Now that this thing's up to speed, it's got to be honest. If I jump on, are we good or am I breaking it still? That's right. Shoot.
Using your
Shoot
insight.
Quick, back.
Yeah. Quick decision.
Using your insight from before, you sense you're going to be a bit heavy.
So I'm running. I'm running beside
You're
this.
going to have to run.
You never see elephants run in the real world for very good reason. What?
But are you running directly behind it?
Probably anyway.
Super fast.
Elephant.
Yes.
It's got stride length of like 15 feet or something.
They outrun cars.
If they fall over, they break.
Yeah.
But they
That's
don't.
why they don't fall over, because they've got 4 legs.
Stampede!
That's a good point. Also, you are smaller.
So Mal's
than
going to start
25
stampeding.
miles
Are you,
an hour.
now with this turn, you've got to...
How elephant are you?
It's
You've got
not-
25 miles an hour.
I got 30.
It's
You can make it.
it's not going quick enough yet that if you want to, you can go alongside it so that you've got partial cover.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so outside, and the Oberyn like sees you doing this, and he's like, and he goes to jump onto the wagon. It's going to be
Moving on
acrobatics.
the wagon. 1 and 2.
Does under the wagon count as on it?
Yeah, he's on it.
So you're the only one that's not current on the wagon.
I'm not going to be able to get on the wagon.
The Oberyn goes to jump onto the Stonebreaker. He leaps, and you see him slap his arms over the top, and then you can see he's just sliding back. He's about to come off, unless Fleeting you're closest. I would suggest you try and grab him.
Yeah,
because he's about. He's like, "Ah!"
What?
The Oberyn tried to jump on and he failed his
Oh.
check, so he's starting to slide off.
I thought the cleric woke up.
Not yet. No.
I would try and grab him.
So this will be. I think this will be a grapple check. So it's athletics for you to try and grab it. This
7.
7. And he just slips through your grasp. And he tumbles off the back.
Marshal
wagon.
return. Once his
Hang on,
7 years
well,
of prison sentence
if
is
he's
served.
Can I attempt to wait?
Yeah, as he's
Okay.
falling, because you're right
You
underneath
never.
there.
I say you never gave me an opportunity to do my action either. So can I now kind of like
Well,
retroactively insert it in?
I did. I mean, your action was getting underneath there last time, but yes, you've got an action this time. So yeah.
Right, but is that action happening at
Yeah,
the same time?
yeah.
as
So
the-
you can do this.
Okay, right, okay, I go for a really quick. This is not what I intended it for, but fuck it. Throw a super quick knot of the rope around the bucket.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then sort of throw it at Lilburn and
This is casting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can throw that out. So I'll say actually, I'll let you just throw it out. That's fine.
Yeah.
He's going to have to try and grab that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you can throw that out. No problem at all.
Your problem now, Chief.
So you can throw it fine. What I say is just make a sleight of hand check just to see how well you can
Sure,
tie this
yeah.
knot onto it.
Yeah.
I'll say you can tie it onto the structure rather than onto yourself.
Can do. 17.
17. Using your monk reflexes. Cast off, and it's almost like a wedding reception, but like a really budget wedding card. One bucket coming together.
Oh right, okay. I thought you meant like the bouquet throw. I was
No,
like,
no.
I mean that's really budget.
No.
We were gonna throw flowers,
Through a
but
bucket.
all we have is this bucket. Congratulations! No,
We spent all the budget on the bucket for the flowers.
So
So yeah,
buckets
yeah.
are making a guest appearance every time. Last time
No,
was like, that's fine.
That says bouquet, not bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
That reference deserves a high five.
Alright.
Yeah, that was a bit much. Okay, so he
I
falls,
try and speed the
so he
horses
falls
up.
off the back, and that's now going to give him an opportunity to grab the bucket when he's on the ground in the dirt. I presume that you're going to shout out to him when he's doing that. Like, grab on!
Yeah, catch.
A natural 20. I mean, at first he doesn't realise the rope's there. He sees it, and then as he goes to grab it,
It's a bucket. Thank God.
no, it's not quite that. He goes to grab the rope, and then the bucket like just connects with his foot, and now his foot's jammed inside the bucket. So now he's like, ah! You're dragged along the ground.
In a Superman.
Yeah,
pose.
Superman,
God,
exactly. Because natural 20, because these things happen. So you're now all being dragged along on the thing. You're running alongside it.
Still got an edge.
Yep.
So, yeah, so I'm gonna try to hide again.
Do it. Make a stealth check.
Better.
It's not 1.
Yep.
8.
8. Again, you're looking around. You're like.
You can't see me. Oh wait. You can't see me.
You try. You're a bit worried with all the moving parts of this thing that you can't. In this moment, in this frenetic kind of moment, it's quite hard for you to work out where's safe to stand. But what you do is you go prone, giving you some extra cover. You just lie flat on the thing. And spread eagle at the front. They can't see me if I'm flat.
I can just imagine this high elf with like all this crazy like a freaking
Glowing red eyes, like ah!
So like a super stealthy albino elf splayed on the front of the carriage.
like one of those flying squirrels. Just
And
cloak and everything.
okay, so
Throughout all of this, I've just been directing the horses going,
Yeah.
what is happening?
so Seth, at this point, the horse is going to be. The horses are picking up speed, and you're not going to be able to keep up.
Can I try and get onto one?
Yes, you can.
It's
Animal
zero.
handling check.
It's
No, actually,
0 Tom, 0 dogs.
yes, zero so far. Okay, it's either animal handling or acrobatics for this check to try and get onto the horse. Up to you.
Well, I mean,
You weren't paying any attention to any of that.
I know! I'm distracted by the dog kill
In
count.
the game, come on.
What do I need
In the moment.
to do?
So, you need to run to keep up with the horses. Maybe we should move the screen so you
No!
can see it.
Maybe.
He's getting too distracted. Okay.
It was just that one.
Either you make an animal handling check or an acrobatics check to get onto
I'll
the
go
horse.
for acrobatics.
Okay.
God forbid we get more viewers.
19.
19. It's almost reminiscent of Legolas when in that moment.
Yeah.
Round the horse.
I was just
onto
thinking
it.
the exact same thing.
Well, I mean, you're half elf, it's fair.
So I'm now on the horse, directing both of them forwards, and I'm now no longer looking at whatever is happening behind me.
To be honest, because it was an acrobatics check, you're not leading them, you're just riding. You're just on
That's-
there. You're
yeah.
just there for the ride.
I'm still
I
controlling.
really hope they continue to travel in basically the same direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to start making decisions.
The guards start to give chase. The first 4 of them are close enough still that they can make their throws. So 2 of them are going to go for who's the back? Malar. Okay, so a 22 will hit. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Okay, so one javelin pierces through your hide. You take 3 points of piercing damage as it embeds itself just kind of in your thick kind of elephantine hide on one of your arms. You shrug it off. Like, oh, it doesn't cause too much damage. 2 more are they're gonna make their throws at Leoberin on the ground, but he's prone, so that means that gives him advantage. Sorry, gives them disadvantage. So disadvantage on the first one would be 13, which will miss. Yep, he's got an AC of 14. And the other one, misses as well. So thunk, thunk, they just land on the ground. And, they're sliding around the ground.
I'm very uncharted.
With that, with that, it is very, very much like that. Over the next, with that, the guards stop giving chase, and you just see as you pull away, they feel suddenly stopped, and they're just watching you disappear off into the distance.
Someone's looking at like where we're going, right? This isn't.
On the horse.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you are. I mean, you're literally looking where we're going. You're not riding anything yet. Or you're riding. You're not really guiding
I'm
though,
still,
are you?
I'm still control. Ish.
Break.
Go left.
What right now?
Go left.
That's supposed to speed
Some
up.
points.
And you're still
Yeah,
you're
sure.
speed.
I would
You
say
ever seen the first one?
one. I think we'll do one in a bit. Yeah, not a
That's the
problem.
one little rider.
Okay, so the carriage ends up on its way. You with the Stonebreaker. I'm saying carriage, but it's the Stonebreaker plus horses
Carriage
plus you
2.0.
guys. With Malar running alongside, you run for what seems like forever. It's an hour, maybe 2 hours. Just running and just making sure you're in the clear before you then realise that you can slow down the pace because you're starting to look tired on the side, and there's no sign of you being followed. So you're currently going back up Rach Valley Road away from Halfrach, and you're seeing the half-light forest is in the distance ahead of you on the right-hand side. Yeah.
Question.
We went the right way, right?
You went the correct way.
Okay.
But
You went out the way that you came in.
Good.
someone's got the ledger. Yes.
Yep.
Excellent.
Ledger,
We're
box,
2 for 2.
captive.
Not making catastrophic errors. Goatee.
Oh, I don't know. I'm
Cradle
not so sure
captive.
about that.
That we've noticed.
Guys, I think we should just in case tie up the halfling again. I know
He's
not
okay.
cold, but at your breast.
If he wakes up, he's in for a
This
surprise.
guy, this guy right here.
Little halfling, don't cast a spell.
He's still gagged though, right?
So who's sort of leading the way now? Who's
I'm still on the horse
Yeah,
itself. I'm leading us towards where we need to, well, take
Okay.
the Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming we're not going to be going back to town just yet to report the slave.
Turn around and come back and go, the slaves at the factory! And there's like a big mob of
Yeah.
But what I will say, it's nice to know that if we do go back to town, you've still got that room booked for tonight. It cost you that one gold at the beginning of the last session.
I'll get it back. I'll get that back. But, yeah, so I'm heading us towards where we originally found the carriage and the horses.
Yeah, sure. So further up that road, that's fine. The two of you at the back.
Can I just point out, once we got to a safe distance, we have slowed down enough for Mala to get on.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say.
the two of you can make a perception check because you're at the back, just to check the way is clear and see what
Keep
you
one.
can see. You as well, yeah.
Perception.
Perception.
14 as well.
14. Okay, so both of you look back. Seems pretty clear. You don't seem to have been followed. So yeah, you can queue them up and slow it down. And, you can get out from underneath if you want to.
No, I'm here now. I live here now. No, I will come out.
Okay, it seems to have died down, and that means you guys can take a breath for a moment and think about your next move.
Are we almost to where we found the carriage?
Another hour or so, and you'll be there. Yeah.
So here's a thought.
Short rest.
Short rest.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of
Cool. Yeah, make a short rest. Go for it. If any of you have leveled up in that time, as in you've got enough XP to level up, you can apply your next level on the short rest.
I can't short rest and lead the horses, can I? Or
No.
Unless
No.
I'm getting
The
any
horses
XP
can
levels.
just continue while you're resting. Though.
so can I short
You can-
rest?
I'll tell you what,
You can sit on the horses and
we're
rest,
going
yeah.
at a moving pace. I will take the horses from you, and I will lead
Do you not
the
need
guy.
health?
I've got 21. I've had a hit of 3, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I need health.
I need health.
I need so much health. I need rest.
Yeah.
So if you take a short rest, you can then use your hit dice to regain hit points.
So roll one of them and add it to your.
You have 1d6. That is, you get to spend that to regain some health.
So
It's
roll it.
1d6
Dice
plus your constitution. So it's 1d6 plus 2. You can write plus
So
2 on there
basically,
if you want that.
you don't even need to roll. You go straight to 9 because even the lowest roll would still.
That's very true. Yes.
So I can just.
You just back up to full health.
And you now have no hit dice
So you
left
have no hit dice.
until you've long rested your rest.
Oh,
So I'll just cross this out. or
Yep.
do we have
Yeah, go for that.
Zero.
So you guys are
Probably
resting.
going back to full health as well.
I hate and love
Fleeting
Drake's
is
comments.
feeling slightly stronger after his short
Just
rest.
some roasted dog.
I hate and love
You're just
his
getting
comments.
trolled.
Scalding,
Trolled.
scalding hot dog.
So you're leading the horses
I'm
at this
leading
point
the horses.
at a slower pace now,
Yeah.
and it's about midday. It's sort of 1 o'clock, so it's midday sun. It's nice. It's a nice warm day. It's relatively still, so it means you can hear around you, which is great. It means you know when things are coming. Only you didn't hear this thing coming. Just as you were just pondering the will of the eight, and what does it all mean, and is Festir really watching over you? And,
No, I've been pondering.
yeah.
Oh no, what have we done?
As you ponder
Oh, my
the
trust.
ramifications of
Oh,
your
my
last act in trying to free some slaves, you wonder.
Fairly unambiguously
You wonder how-
good act, I think.
It's a weird feeling for Mala because it feels like you've put in some effort, but only over a short period of time. It's not like years of dedication like you had within the Temple of the Eight, and you've been rewarded because you guys have got the Stonebreaker to show for your efforts, but the trail of destruction left in your wake, you're a little.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah, you feel a little bit uneasy,
Yeah.
for sure. And as you're pondering this, you then turn back to the road, and suddenly there is a cloaked figure in front of you, about 3 foot tall, cloaked, and looking directly at you, just still in the road.
How tall?
3 feet.
I would like to slow us down.
So this happens at the end of the short rest. So you are short rested, yeah.
I will say, Ms. Shallows.
Figure doesn't respond.
All that good ideas.
Have a look. Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, make a perception check.
This great rolling, the great dice
One.
that I've been having.
Break the streak.
No, that's 9.
It's a natural one. She's a bit dehydrated. Sees a demon tree.
9.
Fireball.
No, it seems to be a half-sized humanoid,
We don't have
small,
to
3 feet
first.
tall, with a cloak on.
Ask her to move out of the way.
It is eerily still and in the middle of the road.
Just saying.
As you draw closer to it, slowly, cautiously, you see a slight movement of its head, looking up at the carriage, looking at you.
It wants your baby.
Continue closer.
Derek.
Oh, right.
Okay. I will. Yeah.
So you mean-
crawl now? Yeah.
Okay, so inch closer to it.
Hello, friend.
Again, you can't see the face because of the cloak, over
we
the hood is obscuring it.
Is there?
You're aware of it. You're all aware it's there. Middle of the day, there's a dark cloaked figure in the road. You're aware it's there.
3 feet, you said.
3 feet tall.
Okay, so too short to be Rudy.
Too short to be Rudy, yes. 3 feet would be too short. You're right, yeah. That'd be an
Well,
interesting twist, wouldn't it?
That's all the people I know who aren't here already.
That's. I mean, you've got family everywhere, but these
Yeah.
are not
No,
dwarves
I'd say not
for
dwarves.
sure.
Yeah,
This is not a dwarf. So,
Is it not the dwarves you're looking
as you get closer, you hear one word come out of its mouth. It says, looking at you, says, "Release." And you need to. You need to make a. I think this is a wisdom saving throw, but I'm just going to double check.
His wisdom, because he showed me that he wants to do it to me earlier, so I was like, what's my wisdom save?
Yeah, if it's command, it's wisdom.
Yep.
8.
And with that, you
Sorry.
the halfling in your arms, you then drop off of the
Swim, my brother!
drop off of the
Go,
the
you're free.
Stonebreaker and onto the floor.
How fast is
Natural,
your
natural,
natural?
natural.
10 feet.
And
Is that enough for full damage?
the halfling,
Wrong with
One full
the
damage.
halfling basically
No.
eats it.
Not quite. It's just under 10 feet. It's not quite.
Okay.
Over 10
People
feet
and
would
small
be.
things can
He's
fall
not
a long way.
awake, so he's not even like able to brace himself.
We just kind of hear this from behind. We're like, what are you doing?
Oh, now, what, identify yourself.
And with that, the figure turns, facing off to the left, out of the road, and starts running.
Excuse me,
And it's just
Doesn't seem to be
running.
responding.
Can I mage hand trip him?
That won't work. Mage hand. You'd have to use an item to trip them, like a stick, for instance. I don't know if a mage hand probably would pick up a stick, but you can do a little. Tell you what, do a little perception check. See if you can see any sticks around that you could then mage hand pick up as a free action.
There it is.
No.
Broken the streak.
I should just throw it on that side.
Yeah,
of the table.
apparently this here is the cursed
So
corner.
that's 15 plus. Was that perception?
Yeah.
19.
You can.
No,
We'll
18,
get to
sorry,
that. Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. Yeah. You do spot a stick, so you can mage hand, and it's actually in the direction that this figure is running. So you can mage hand and pick up a stick if you want to do that and try and trip it.
Do that.
Oh no!
Son of a.
Too far, you went to a curse
Too
corner.
So
Extremely.
that's
Just burn the natural one.
That's
plus,
6.
plus
4.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, okay, 6.
6. Okay. So picks up the stick, hovers round in the path of this thing, and it runs straight through it.
Run, so he's now running at us.
No. She put it in front of where it was going, so it's running.
How
Into
far away?
It's running away from you. Well, To your left, it's running to your left.
How
and
far
just heading
away
straight that
is
way.
this figure? How far was it starting? How far has it got?
It's now 40 feet away from you.
Okay.
And running.
Bucket on rope.
Hey!
You were talking about fishing before.
Yeah.
Why not do it? It worked the first time.
I incepted the idea. Okay, so yeah, make an attack roll.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you.
This would be an improvised weapon.
But I'm
Yeah.
a monk,
But you're a
so
monk.
I don't give
Okay.
two shits.
Okay, got that. Good.
Let's see what we got. Okay, so that would be 20.
20. Okay, yeah. So
I'm getting you a whip.
you just almost arrogantly, because you've on giving your training at the Bark Fang Monastery,
by comparison to the sort of stuff I've got.
just there twirling this bucket on a rope, going, I got this, and you throw it. What?
Like, I've done this backwards, upside down, and blindfolded.
And you see him, they cast this rope in the bucket and arcs over beautifully. And it starts going down, and you can see it's going to go directly on this thing's head, and it passes straight through.
Oh, piss kick me.
Okay, so I'm kind of like super insultingly like, yeah, whatever, mate, and then just go, oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. Hacks! Hacksaws.
So,
Oh, the unconscious
yeah,
halfling's still there, right?
I don't think they're unconscious.
I'm gonna. He's probably unconscious. I'm gonna ask Fleeting. So, why did you drop him off the cart? Stonebreaker thing.
He was heavy.
I'm gonna jump off the cart down to that level. Is he awake? I'm assuming we would have not kept knocking him out.
It's motionless.
Cool. I'm gonna pick him up. I've seen the bucket go for the invisible thing. And I'm just gonna hold a dagger to his throat.
So, as you go to pick it up, you scoop, and it just kind of collapses, and it's just cloak. That's all you've got.
Shenanigans.
Just gonna like shimmy over like,
That's both our kidnapped victims gone.
Wait, every time you fall for an illusion,
Priorities.
you turn into an illusion. Oh god. Thank you. Noted.
Let's just.
Don't note these.
I need to say about fate dice at the beginning. Doesn't matter. I've got 2 suggestions today, so great. Carry on. Sorry.
I think it would be best to find. Well, I think. I don't know anymore.
So I'm literally just holding it as a cloak.
Yeah, and make a perception check.
18.
18. Okay, so you pick up this thing. You look around, and just in the distance, you can see a small figure running
How far is the
away from you.
distance?
It's about 60 feet from you.
That's disadvantage with a dagger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw
yeah.
the dagger in it.
Okay, it's just on the edge of your range, so yeah, disadvantage. Go for
So
it.
twice and take the lowest.
18.
18
Dang, bro.
hits
Yes.
with disadvantage.
I rolled a 12 and a 13.
Okay, nice. So +6 on your dagger. Nice, like it. Okay, roll for damage, please.
Yeah, that's what happens when you roll 18 as one of your starting stats and you've chosen a rogue.
4.
4 points of damage.
No. I don't get sneak attack damage from that, do I?
No.
No, you don't have advantage. You
It's-
have disadvantage. You can't get sneak attack.
No,
You
yeah.
can actually,
Oh, yeah.
but not in this particular situation.
No, it's running because he's to his back and running away from us. But yeah, it does go down.
Keeps going.
Does it get down?
Oh, it keeps running. It's and it keeps running.
Should we give chase?
I still have a pretty good range on firebolt.
I'm giving chase. I'm gonna bonus action. I'm gonna run and bonus action dash.
I mean, if you'd done that first, you would have.
Yes, I realised that.
Okay.
I thought he was going down, or it was another illusion.
Okay, cool. You can do that.
I'm
In which
gonna.
case you could go over there to get the dagger back.
Yeah.
That's true. Because you left
Uh,
a dagger in the room. No, you didn't.
I got when.
Yeah, you did. You did get them back. It's fine.
But
All your daggers, apart from the ones in the inn, which are still there.
that's just my short sword. So
It's good to know that.
yeah, chasing after him.
Okay.
I'm going to yell to everyone. It's like, get him!
Okay.
He's faster than me right now.
Where is he? How far away?
Maybe we should do a map for this, shall we? So can
Do
you?
we need 2 pages since he's run?
Yeah, go
already?
for. I think map. Just have a look at 4. Let's have this C4. Yeah, that'll work. Let's use that.
Yeah, okay.
Now, this is going to be the first time we're not sponsored by our chocolates, so we'll just move them out of the way.
Are we gonna? Do we want to throw that pause in around about now?
Yes, I think that's a good time to have a little break. So we'll be back very shortly. Stay tuned. And we are back. So, folks, you started to give chase to this guy. We probably should have actually mapped out in the break where you guys are. That would have been helpful.
That would have been a smart move.
That would have been a smart move, but you know, this is our first time having a break. You know, we got overwhelmed.
Just my natural stealth.
So, okay, let's put you guys on the map.
Pirate in a hat.
We got distracted by the potent
I'm
power
not
of my
wearing
booty.
that right now.
The booty power.
Booty.
Yeah, I'm actually not wearing it.
Why not?
Because we were stealthing in.
I just remember.
See,
Booty was
you
also
guys
relevant
went
in our first ever
as
session.
yourselves. I went in wearing a cape and a hood
sometimes.
because we were still
So I'm just going to grab all of you guys.
I'm still welcome in now.
I'm fucking loving the Lego maneuver, by the way.
Thank you.
And when people think we've left
One of
town,
those things where I was like, I've got a lot of Lego, but I don't have a lot of other things, so let's use Lego.
You're going back.
Hey,
I can
yes.
go back.
We're sending you back.
Yeah, I can go back.
That it's longer than that, but that is essentially the cart.
Pretty horsey.
That's what I tell people to do.
Okay. I'll come to think of it. It's that way round. Because, we must be
It's all-
accurate. Let's be accurate here. So you
I'd be at the front 'cause I
you
saw-
move 30 feet, so you're there.
Moved and...
Because you were chasing him.
Yes, so I'd moved and choose my bonus action to dash.
Yeah. So you got to there.
Open 60.
Because of how far you are to him, it's still 30 feet, and I can't move him off the table, so...
But wasn't he 60 feet away?
Yeah, but you used your movement to
Oh,
go
to get off
over
the
to
horse.
get off the horse and then
Nice.
go and
Yeah, I
grab
did.
his cloak, and then
I did.
and then you ran over. There's also the other one which you saw, which was running this way as well. It's about there.
Sorry, just running in the seated position.
It's because it's full size.
No, it's totally cool.
It's totally
It's
fine,
just
guys.
the mental image of this halfling like fleeing with his legs like stretched up,
Like a dog or something. No, like a dog.
Shush, Marta!
So when you're trying to kill it.
Don't give him ideas.
No, he's already had that. I'm just adding more to that image.
Not the
You know, like
dogs.
the dog that drags
Do you
his
mind
blood
being
down.
cameraman, Bart?
I don't.
Because you're in the best position. Okay, so I guess we should roll a little initiative, should we not?
Yeah, let's roll for Ian. D20.
Okay.
I did dexterity.
It's alright, I'm bringing up the rear.
Fuck it. I'm giving up. I'm gonna try not to die. So that's.
Where's
That's what I
my
rolled.
take my pencil?
So don't give me, oh, my rolls are so bad.
I'm sorry, Mr. Two
I said
natural
you are-
20s in a row.
It was 3.
Okay.
Point of
That's
order.
better.
What about it?
You're
Oh,
gonna
no,
go
it
down.
was 3. It was 3. Okay.
Okay, so who got above 20? Anyone go above 20?
No.
Okay, well, anyone got 20? Okay, well they got 20, so that's me.
Okay.
Okay, so 19 down to 15.
19.
19? Like, just missed it out. Anyone else? 18, 17, 16, 15?
Nope.
14?
Yes, I got 14.
13?
No,
There's a bit
Twelve.
of there's a bit of a drop off.
11,
Don't
10,
do it number by number.
9,
There's
9.
9,
Hey.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Me.
4, 3, 2, you're lost.
I'm just gonna skip to the end.
Leobrin's not actually going to partake in this one. It's just, so then it's
James.
Seth, Rukon.
He didn't realise when he signed up for a
Oh, so
streaming-based
much
role-playing
trolling.
campaign how this was gonna go.
To murder
Let's
so
just
many
say the
humans.
skeletons in James's closet.
I
won't
need to
have
murder
more
so
of
many
those.
humans.
Okay, so
start
it
with
means
this one.
that the cloaked figures are first.
Both around and massacre the set.
Yeah, dash, gone, end of combat. There we are.
The cloak folds away, and you see a dog. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sir,
God.
why did you do this to me?
I
So
used to
they.
be in a paladin that just smites when he gets pissed off. It's like, what'd you do? I kill him in one turn.
Turns around.
Oh, you sure
Looks at you.
Yes.
Looks at Seth.
Looks at Seth.
Is that the one I daggered?
Mm-hmm.
When
Pulls the dagger
When
out.
he turns around, does he look like the guy that we had that is the right one?
As a free action, you can make a perception check.
20. Not natural.
Oh, this is the same guy.
Good.
Good. Okay, so yeah, he eyeballs you and says, "Flee." Make wisdom saving.
Was it he says? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, because he goes first.
Ooh, gotta love that 19 on the dice plus 1. Oh, gotta love that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this would be a very short encounter.
So tell me, Seth's wisdom.
Wisdomous.
I'm really hoping we defeat him again.
His
because we get
perception's
XP for
alright,
him
right?
Again.
That's because
That's because he's got ranks in it.
yeah.
No, well, he doesn't anymore because that's not how it works now, but he's
No.
proficient in it. So wisdom save.
13.
Is that enough?
It's close. I fucked that up. That's enough.
Yes!
That's what.
So you shrug that off, and it sees you are unmoved.
And continues to run. 25 feet.
Not next.
No, let me just check if they got any bonus actions. Hang on a minute, because I should really know that.
Not usually at that level. It's not yet.
No, it doesn't. Obviously doesn't. No, no, it's good. That's its 10.
Cool.
This one also runs
I don't care.
30 feet.
Closer.
But it moves over here a bit, so it's
You're
there.
a bitch.
My turn.
Yeah.
Bonus action to dash. Run 60 feet. So he was about 30 feet away from me and he's run 25.
Yeah, you caught up with him now.
Fucking
Fucking rogues, man! Jesus Christ.
I take out the rapier.
Right.
Ridiculous.
As he's,
Level 2!
as he's running away, I'm going to attack him, go to stab right it through the cloak into the back.
Yep.
And I come into bed.
Fix
The cloak.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the nice cloak.
With running, does that flanking work for that, or is that?
No flank because you need an ally.
Just
I
it's
need
a
an
straight
ally.
attack.
So there's no advantage. It's a straight roll.
Cool. That's only about 23.
23 hits.
Only about
Roll for
20.
damage. Obviously no sneak attack on this one.
James?
Yeah.
Humility, yeah.
Yeah. And
Prize, fall,
5 damage.
5 damage.
I mean, that was a bit underwhelming, wasn't it?
Still running. Okay, so Neris, no, hang on. Brucon's next.
Yeah.
I've got it
So
written
my
down.
improvised bucket flail,
Yes.
or whatever we like bucket flail. Why
Yeah.
Okay, you'll win.
not? But 50. It's on the end of 50 feet of rope, so presumably it's got a 50-foot range.
It does, but you didn't throw it for 50 feet because they look closer than that.
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah.
But I'm trying to determine if
It's got a full 50 feet range,
Yeah.
yes.
So hang on, so let me 1, 2, 3, 10. Okay, so
You-
you're gonna move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Most powerful improvised weapon here.
Oh, hang on. Actually, it's, for the sake of getting
Only
the,
after
yeah,
the frozen guards.
for the sake of getting the angle right, actually, we'll make it over here. That should still then be.
Oh, that wasn't gonna. That's something much
Probably
better.
right. Okay, let's have another stab or swing, throw.
Yeah.
Anyway, attempt.
Make a throw. Cast off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, we're doing the old kind of whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Release. So. Oh, that's a natural one.
Natural 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah.
we rolled well?
Can you roll a d4?
We're back
for me,
in the
please?
day.
I can.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh no. Oh, 3.
Okay, so you throw it off this time, and you're like, I'm going to make it up for last time. I need to make it up, and the pressure is too much. When you throw it,
Yeah.
Seth, as you're running,
I was wondering if it's gonna.
as you're running,
Just
you
wanna make it
you
clear.
hear a panicked Brucon go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and bucket lands in front of you. Make a dexterity saving throw as you're still running.
You are a rogue.
Humility.
10.
10. Okay, you get caught up in the ropes of this and the bucket, and you trip over it in your haste, and you go prone. You just straight down on the ground.
So am I prone next to him now?
Yeah, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage
Rope down.
from
Rope
the bucket rope trick.
Let's never call it that.
Ah, the old bucket rope ploy.
Becoming like slapstick.
Yeah.
Tack button.
This
Something-
is
something's
natural
gonna
ones
slip on
are
banana
for
peel.
me are just slapstick essentially, or something goes wrong. Okay,
Yeah,
so
anyway,
fleet.
that's
So and sorry, anything else for you? Is that your action?
That's legit.
Actually-
That's my turn.
Okay, fleeting look. What do you want to do?
Move a little bit closer. That's about all I can do. There.
Could attempt to do javelin.
You can action to dash and be next to him, so you can get a reaction against him.
Also an option.
How far can I dash?
You'll move
Your
again,
movement.
so another 6 squares.
Get to there.
So you could get to. Just remembered what it was I was thinking about. It was it's from Megamind when the villain learns to fly and he flies as if he's sat in a car. So he flies like Superman, but instead of doing the Superman flight, he's kind of like he's driving a car. That's what.
Yeah, that's
my
what
aim
I'm
is
saying. Yeah.
Anyway, no, you could dash and be next to the halfling.
Takes your action.
Yeah, that would be your turn.
So you won't be able to cast that this turn.
No, but it's going to be so fun when I can. 60 feet.
You can cast it on him now.
Yeah, just trying to decide what to make him do.
Bend over.
It has to be one word. No.
Present.
No, I want you to understand that the next thing I'm going to say is all one word. Never touch your toes. Throw down all your weapons.
Yoga poses, downward dog.
I'll go
tilting
closer.
Oh God. Present.
When you just say grovel, when you say grovel, or
Yeah, grovel would work,
essentially would do that.
Kowtow.
So then you've got 3 turns in a row and you have all 3 of them cast command. Kneel before me. just to make it better.
Kneel before Zod.
I repeat.
Is that in the turn?
Is that it?
Yeah, fine.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Neris, I see you now.
I just look around and what the hell's going on, and think, fireball.
I love the determination of Firebolt against wooden sculptures, like wooden buildings, carriages. You're like, I want to burn it. Against people.
Firebolt against.
I look at Mara, who's the only person still sitting there, standing there.
You do you.
Yep.
Do what comes naturally.
You only have to tell me that once.
Who are you casting at?
It's
That one, sure.
16.
16. The flame goes out. Fire casts out from your hand. Perfect aim. It goes straight towards it and it passes straight through it.
Oh, but now we know.
Oh, it's one of these. Okay.
Oh, it's one of those.
Now we
Does the
know.
illusion stay?
Now we know, eh?
Does the illusion stay?
Currently does, yes.
Knowing is half the
battle.
I'm
You
going
actually stabbed your
to have
brother, right,
to
Jack?
watch
You
the
actually stabbed
parody
yours.
versions of those.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
He's been
I
twice.
haven't actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna read
they're
it.
very funny.
Are you doing anything else? Are you moving at all?
No, I'm staying put.
Same put you stay out!
Yes, stay there. I'm not going any closer to these guys.
Malar shaker.
I just got stabbed.
Oh, Leobrin, look after this, and I'm just gonna move in.
Leobrin with a pigeon cloak.
That is.
The bad guy's about 55 foot away from you still.
Knockouts.
Yeah, I know. Toll the dead. Give me a con save.
Alrighty. That's. Ooh. What was the DC?
It's 13.
Okay, I failed, so yeah. I'll roll for
And
damage.
it's already taken damage.
Yeah.
So it's a d12. It's going to be 9 points of necrotic damage.
9 points of necrotic damage, okay.
What's the Toll the Dead?
Yep, it's from Xanathar's Guide.
And as you do that, disappears. Yeah. From the halfling that you hit.
Fleeting turns around quickly.
Yeah. So right in front of you, fleeting, just to.
With that face. Look what I did.
He just walks next to it and it disappears. It's like, how bright you did.
It's like, I smelt it. I smelt my enemy. Anyway, you doing anything else? That's your movement and
That's
everything.
all I got.
Okay. So it's top of the round. Again, so you're now up next to this guy.
Yeah.
And seeing you there, it's like, okay, I've got this. It sticks out its hand, holding a small straight piece of iron in one hand, and spreads out its hand in the other, muttering something under his breath. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on, plus 0. 11.
11's not enough. You suddenly go rigid, and you're stuck, paralysed in place. It then
Now free keeps running. So it's 25 feet away. We'll do another map if you guys keep chasing it.
So it's 25 feet away, and he's here.
he Scooby-Doo's there.
So you were prone on the ground, weren't you? You got tripped over
Yep.
by a bucket. You're now paralysed and
Yes,
prone
in
on
the
the
forest,
ground. Yeah.
these wild buckets are a real problem.
A wild dog emerges from the forest nearby, walks over to you.
Am I paralysed, did you say?
Yeah, it's your turn. You're paralysed.
So I can't do anything?
Oh
Actually, at the end of your turn, you can make another wisdom saving throw.
End of my turn.
End of your turn.
Yeah, so you can't do anything this
I
round.
can do nothing with my action, bonus
But
action.
just for a bit of colour,
There's a little bucket.
Oh, I'll make a
Come on,
wisdom
defeated.
save.
Come on.
You're paralysed by a bucket.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
10.
You're still paralysed.
No, it's a me.
It's me.
Well, deal. Right.
It almost worked.
Nearly. Well,
Thanks for that, Drake Lazarus. Thanks for the update. Carry on.
what do we do?
What are you doing?
Being distracted. This is at this stage in my career, this feels a bit like a situation I'm ill-equipped to deal with. I'm just going to dash. That's literally the only thing that occurs to me as an option here, really. So, I will wind the bucket. I'll kind of
Dash and wind the bucket
Yeah,
up as you
like
go.
kind
Yeah,
of-
okay.
I'm only
Reeling
5
it in.
foot off this map, so he's 30 foot off the map.
yeah.
I would
so
say make a sleight of hand check as you do.
Sure,
It's just
yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
both at the same.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
dashing as well.
That's
Is he
reasonable.
still within 120?
7.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
about.
So while you dash, in your haste to try and pull this bucket up, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay, you manage to avoid tripping over the bucket as you wheel it.
Nice. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Cool.
Spool it back.
Okay. So I now have it. Yes.
Yeah. You got the bucket back.
I now possess the bucket of destiny.
As you dash. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
part of
And
it.
then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Level with the road. So yeah, you basically dashed up and then picked it
One
up.
more
essentially.
level, and I'd suddenly start becoming quite zippy. But at first level, as a dwarf, not so much.
Cool. That's Brucon. Fleeting.
Are you still? Are you paralysed or?
I think
He's
I'm
paralysed. Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2,
No.
4.
Oh
Okay.
god.
It's okay. It's fine. So I'm going to cast Shield of Faith
Yeah, it is level 2.
on Seth.
Okay.
Do I need to roll or anything?
No.
I don't know what. I don't know that spells.
Shield of Faith plus 2
Level
to
20.
AC.
Cool. So
I'm
he gets
just
plus 2 to
stupid.
AC, but in order to cast it, I'm going to lean down next to him, place my mouth really close to his ear, and just say, "I got you, buddy," and just tap him gently on the back of the head.
Okay. All right. I love it. He doesn't.
I'm just lying down the floor, paralysed.
Like, you can't even scream with your eyes because it's just dirt.
If it wasn't for your particular background fleeting, it would be slightly disturbing when you pat somebody on the head and they don't react in any way, shape, or form. But for you, it's just kind of like, okay, one of those things. Neris,
I'm gonna keep casting firebolt.
you're still within range. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make another shot. Take the shot.
That guy. Oh god, I can't look. Just like.
I would recommend moving closer to him or start to get out of range in the next
Just sort
round.
of have the.
A small shrub. You can still move. Not far away from Seth catches fire.
And then I'm just on the ground.
You're the most competent person, but the most unlucky.
Lying there on the ground, tripped by a bucket, paralysed, patted on the head, and said, "I got you, buddy." And then a shrub in front of me goes on fire. It's like,
Help me!
Is your I mean, you don't have to answer this truthfully, but I really hope that your character's background is also like a kind of like super noble person, and that your life is just this constant series of indignities.
It's more serious and solo, so now it's sort of like, why am I with these people?
We forget they were in last time.
No, he's looking after the cart. I'm not
And
involved.
as I'm lying there, I'm just going, Mama!
This doesn't concern Leoberin.
No, this doesn't concern you, Leoberin. Well, actually, he's looking after the horses now. Just rolled a natural 20, so he's handling the crap out of those animals.
He's just cuddling some horses.
He's just, they're there. In fact, when you glance back before you run off, you see him just go, it's quite alright, dears, don't worry, and just stroking the nose, and they're eating some grains out of his hand, and he seems to really have this under control.
I really want Marshall, in the future, to RP him as tangentially involved at best in what's happening with the
He's just kind of there,
periodically just kind of turn around and go, what's going on? Oh, right, okay, interesting.
He's just so aloof of everything.
Exactly.
Okay. So Mala,
Meanwhile-
what are you doing?
Yep.
He's looking in his book. This bodes well.
Yeah.
What does this spell
What new
do?
magical bullshit?
Maybe I could try this one.
Good for us today.
You're making saving throws, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should help. I will continue to run up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 30 feet from that point there, isn't he? From you guys.
Yeah.
He's 30 foot off the board, yeah.
So he's about 50 feet from you, I
Give
think.
me another con save.
Well, alrighty then. 12.
Fails.
Ooh, no.
That's going to be 2 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
I cast necrotizing fasciitis. All of his flesh melts.
Dong.
And it maintains concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it runs. And
Do we need,
Yeah,
do we need this anyway?
How essential is Leoberin?
yeah, we'll move that on.
So you're 4 in.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Oh, I'm off the edge.
4. I'm 6 in front of.
You're
1,
4,
2,
3 in
3,
front of that
4.
edge.
Yeah, there we go.
The entire ground turns into like a treadmill.
Yeah.
Just like,
Reminds me of the Rick and Morty episode. They're on the aliens trying to scam them. And they're on the conveyor belt that keeps making virtual reality.
oh yeah, God, can't
So
remember
the-
episode. I know
Inception
exactly-
style, it's a treadmill.
Yeah. The simulation inside
Yeah.
the simulation.
He's ran and disappeared in some shrubs.
Oh, okay. Those shrubs were like up just there on the board.
Yeah.
They're not there.
It's around that area. Around that area is where he disappeared.
Full attack.
10, 15, 20,
You have to
25.
guess where he is to
He's
attack.
can't see
in
him.
this line.
Unless you can find
Exactly.
him by deceiving him, which would be an action to search
You
for
could still
him.
throw out a fireball. Disadvantage.
Yeah, or you could designate where you want to
Just go
hit
full
and,
predator and just torch the fucking entire ceiling. Just
15, 20, 25.
we had
So
nothing.
he was here, so you've got a 25-foot radius and he was running that way. So he's gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's as far as he could have run in a straight line. So anywhere like along that line there.
Be
Fine. Moot point. I think it's probably what your turn now.
Yes.
Yes, Seth, it's your turn.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's at the end of my turn.
Yeah, and you can't do anything else.
You can't do anything else.
8!
You're still stuck on the ground.
I
And you hear a very slight noise. You do, because you're right next to him. You hear a slight. That's all you get.
It's a me.
Brugon.
Is there something? Is there like a tree, a bush, something that some vantage point that's higher than the ground? Around?
There's no trees currently around. Nothing that looks like it could support your frame. You could, there's scrubland, maybe some rocks, but nothing that's going to give you much leverage.
I mean, I am short, but
Nothing over a foot tall, so nothing that's going to give you a big. Not close by, obviously, way off in the distance is the forest, but.
Okay. Just try the perception check then. Gonna move forward first though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perception.
Okay.
Perception. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. 16.
16. From what you can deduce, it's around this kind of area.
He's there somewhere. I can sense his movement with my key. No, he's there.
There. Okay. Turn.
Yeah.
fleeting look.
In the bushes. Go get him.
Yeah, I'll do.
Jump in. Jump in.
Are you using an action at all?
That was annoying.
Oh, that can annoy you. Could I? I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy to make an instantaneous sound come from the bush of a dog whimpering.
So you're like, he's there, and then suddenly you hear.
No, mind the dog.
And two.
Okay.
You're playing against the party.
He's playing against you.
I
Neris.
don't know anymore. I just heard dogs crying coming from those bushes where you said.
It's actually quite good.
James good at it.
Oh, except she's not going to get fireball for like another 5 levels, so you might need a stretch
Continue.
goal.
I don't know. I just heard dogs coming out of a shrub and I'm.
I mean,
Too
the last
far away
dogs
for
you
you to
saw
hit.
you killed. So.
It's not too far, is it?
Apart from one.
No, she can kill any dogs.
No, for you to hear.
Apart from one, you
Here,
didn't kill.
okay.
I'm saying you
Okay,
collectively
fine.
killed
Yeah,
dogs.
just-
Apart from
you know,
one.
I'm
Meaning-
just gonna
meaning-
keep doing it
Yeah.
until I hope something
And
hits.
Fleeting Look killed one.
I'm trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
help.
But shouted Seth's name, so that helps.
one better
I
than
kill this
last
dog in the name of Seth.
Better than last time.
Way over here, you set fire to a bush. Sorry, just over here.
At least we have a bonfire.
Nothing
Wait,
happened.
hang on. We're Batmaning this.
Okay.
What did you do after the bandits? Well, we burned down the forest.
I remember that.
Lots of Mark Kane.
Oh.
Bit emotional.
We burned down the
Master
forest.
Bruce. I've loved you since I was a boy. Since I first heard your cries through this house.
I think we've lost Mark.
Michael Caine just destroys all.
That was really good, Michael Caine.
Thank you.
Are you doing anything else?
Are you moving at all?
Yeah.
You're just gonna stand at the back throwing firebolts and missing everything.
Yeah, basically. I'm lighting their way. Lighting their way.
Oh, thank you. That's good feedback. Good to know.
Okay.
Occasionally, the music competes with some of the quietest people's. So everyone needs to be a little bit louder.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody kill
I
him!
was going to say,
Okay,
don't
so
know
Malar.
what you do.
I will run. I will move. 1, 2, 3. At this point, I'm saying, Seth, get up. There's no time to be lying down. 4, 5, 6. Can I try and deceive this guy?
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
That's going to be 14.
14. Yeah, you come to a similar deduction as Brucon, that it's somewhere in the bushes around here.
Done.
He's around.
Fortunately, it's his turn.
It is.
The
Why
concentration
am I
spell.
hitting? Why am I
does have a
rolling so
distance
badly?
You
Why?
got
Orange Jesus giveth and orange Jesus taketh away.
If he gets
Who's
a
that?
certain distance away from me, does the
Thank you.
concentration stop?
So, Brucon, as you're looking at the bushes there, and suddenly you hear a voice coming from just over here,
Voice.
saying it's a voice that you recognise, that you know very well, and a shiver runs up your spine as you hear, Brucon, are you there? I got a little bit lost.
I pause a moment and go, Rudy?
Yeah, it's me.
Insight check. Is the... Well, okay. Anyway, I'll just spin it and see what...
You're insight checking. What are you trying to do?
yeah, see, that was immediately the thought I had. No, okay. I'll park that for a moment. Are we on talking as a semi-free action here, as long as it's not like St. Crispin's Day speech?
Yeah,
cool. I go, Rudy, what are you doing out here? Where did you come from? Have you been following us?
I got a bit lost. I had a few drinks. As you know,
Story checks out so far.
and
4 hours from town.
I took a wander last night, and I kind of fell into a ditch here. So a little bit stuck.
Okay, I mean that all sounds terrifyingly plausible, but I'm still going to shoot for an insight check in case there's some.
So you're trying to deduce this bit.
Well, I know there's magical shenanigans afoot. We've
Yeah.
already established that pretty clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going. I mean, this totally could be my idiot cousin having got himself into a perilous situation, or it could be some kind of magical...
Yeah, so you're trying to make sure that this is your cousin.
I'm trying to kind of determine how much I believe that...
Is this legit?
Yeah,
okay, make an insight check.
Insight. Insight. 16.
It sounds just like your cousin.
Just like it.
Like, it's uncanny. It sounds exactly like your cousin.
Okay, I go, Rudy, are you safe? Are you okay? Do you need help?
I could do with a hand! But, I'll be alright. I could just do with a hand.
There's someone, there's
I've
someone
pierced
around.
myself on a branch.
Okay, I'm gonna start trying to pinpoint. I go, keep talking, but
coming from around
also
this
try and conceal yourself a little bit. It's dangerous. There's some
Right.
There's an interloper, and I try and start kind of trying to zero in on him.
Okay, sure. Make a perception check.
Yeah.
So I'd say we are out of initiative
20!
now. I'd say for this 20.
It's fancy.
You can make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it doesn't fit.
Do you fail?
6.
6. Okay. What I'm going to do then is because we're out
Stop
of
making
combat
death
now.
saves.
Oh, make death saves. No, I'm going to roll percentile dice to see how long it takes before it wears off for you. Okay.
Percentile dice.
98. Wow. This is going to keep going for the full minute, so it will be a little while.
Yeah.
And move up.
Yeah, you can move up in this time. So we're out of
Yeah, we're
combat
out,
initiative,
yeah.
so you can maneuver yourselves as you wish. But yeah.
Except yours.
So your perception, you like I said, it sounds like he's coming from the bushes just over there.
Did
I'm not limited by 30 feet now.
No, we're out of
Yeah,
combat.
you don't need to maneuver on the board as such now. They're
Alright,
just
so I-
just
so
your
up front-
It's just a
emblem.
pleasing visual aid.
Would
Indeed.
it make sense for me to cast detect magic?
Yes.
Yes, that's a good
100%.
idea.
That's a very good
Because
idea.
I don't like this.
Yeah, go
I've
for it.
seen enough crap in
Inappropriate.
just one morning, more than any of my on my
So,
journey.
cast detect magic. You don't need to roll for this, but basically, you can sense the magic within 30 feet of you, and
Yeah.
there's an aura around anything magical.
Yeah.
So, whereabouts are you? Okay, yeah. So you're there.
Okay.
So, yes, as you cast the spell, you detect quite a strong presence coming from. Well, yes, that's true. That's within 30 feet. He's under some magical influence. You can tell that. You see a faint aura of magic around the turquoise tiefling in your party. Although he just looks at you like, and you're just like looking at him like, and you can just see this faint glow around him, but he's just oblivious to.
I just want to, by the way, I'm just making some notes here, and the notes I put here, just so everyone's aware, after a brief, somewhat embarrassing chase sequence,
Nice.
Rudy shows up.
And there's a strong magical aura coming from about where Rudy's voice is coming from.
What do you know about your cousin? Is it?
It is my cousin. He's a moron.
What are things that only he would know?
The alcohol content of Bureaucran spirits. And that's about it. I give the name of. Hang on.
Asking something.
We used to. He and I used to regularly go drinking and pulling practical jokes with another family member. We could see if he knows their name.
Ask him.
I go, hey, Rudy. Remember that time that we stole the helmets from the local garrison of the guards? Who was with us when we did that?
Pauses for a moment. It was one of our cousins, wasn't it? There's so many of them, I lose track sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that sounds like you. I kind of go. Not on the level. I'm gonna make the call that this is someone.
This is
one of the regular crew. This is someone simulate. This is someone feigning.
You can both have inspiration if you don't have it already. That's good.
Hang on.
Good effort.
Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done that in too long. opportunity came
You're
up.
still paralysed.
Uh,
I turned to you. I was like, you're still
Yeah,
paralysed.
I know.
Just put a little mark in there and then rub it
I
in.
will let you know when you are no longer
I know.
paralysed. Until then, it's actually reminds me of because the Lego figures, the Lego movie. You know when he falls down and he it falls through the void into like the Wild West, and then he's just there on the ground going. "Ah!" That's you.
Oh man, you need to watch that one.
So much better.
Oh baby. Okay.
What do you want to do?
I kind of like sort of him, kind of like, don't let on. Let's try and get this person to reveal themselves, and then torture. And I go.
Focus.
I feel like the kind of ongoing psychological warfare between the party and Drake is going to become like a serious plot thread.
It was about that. We're going to have to try.
Does
Yeah.
anybody? Okay, well,
The
maybe
next big boss,
wanna stealth
Drake
it.
Lazarus.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Anyway,
Has
yes, carry on.
anyone gone to look yet?
I'm not doing it.
I'll go, but can I drag Seth with me? Wait, is this mostly grass or?
Yeah, it's
shrubs?
grass. Yeah.
Okay, so no obstacles that I'm going to
No obstacles currently, no.
Okay,
but
so-
you
Well,
can
that's disappointing.
by
but
dragging
there'll
him,
be
you
other
can only
options.
move 15 feet with him because
Can I
That's fine.
assist?
I'll bring him up to the rest of the party.
if you assist, you
Yeah,
can
perfect.
go a bit further.
Teamwork.
Well, let me help there. I'll
Thank
accept
you.
this really is quite rude of you.
I think because he's a medium creature and you're large, it's still the same drag, but because you're both doing it, you can go a bit further.
Okay.
I'll say you can go another 10 feet with him having an uncomfortably rigid form of Seth as you drag him
How are you
along.
pulling me?
Good point. By your cloak.
Oh, okay.
Does it come
It's
over?
okay,
Have you
I
got
can-
something on
I
the
can mend it later.
Of the threads. I learned a useful ability.
So you start dragging him with Mala helping you, and you just hear as the cloak just starts ripping as you're dragging him along. I thought that was quite a good cloak ripping.
Yeah,
pretty much,
yeah.
yeah.
I was into it.
They're like, whoa, Foley.
Get some inspiration for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I take inspiration. Get advantage of my next roll. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I'll take it for you. Let me just see. Nope. Yeah, I'm free now.
So what's
I'm afraid paralysis seems to last even longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get into a
Don't
pissing
play
match
God.
with the person. Yeah. Now, what's really annoying is that if we're kind of going OOC for a moment here, what's annoying is that it seems to be the two best stealth people in the party are kind of not available here
Yeah.
because one of them's paralysed and the other one is the
The
sort of-
talker. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So does
The
anyone,
negotiator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if I kind of like go, I'm hunting rabbits, then it's kind of gonna give the
Yeah.
game away.
Yeah.
So, what I do though is very briefly with these people, I kind of go spread out as we're kind of like moving, and I start kind of having a shouted conversation with Rudy, just idle nonsense, kind of asking him
Yeah.
what he got up to last, has he heard anything from a family member we're both very fond of, Magda, let's say, just for the
Magda. Like
just a
it.
name
It's a good name,
jumps
Magda.
into the
Make a deception check just to
deception check.
so that they're not aware of what you're doing.
Not my pro area of expertise, but not completely useless. 9.
Yeah. So they continued the conversation with you.
Yeah.
Falteringly, but
Yeah.
Magda. Yes, she
Yeah.
was. She's quite a lady, isn't she? Yeah.
I jump in and
me
go.
back.
I go. I'm gonna stop you here. Neither of us is convincing the other one. Let's just drop this. Let's not sully our relationship with cheap lies, and let's just talk honestly. Who are you? What are you after?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm better at persuasion, so that's.
More fireballs.
Oh, I'm much better at persuasion. I am 23 at persuasion.
Good rolls.
Okay.
Don't jinx it.
So there's a pause. And then, a moment. Not that one.
Unexpected.
Ooh. That's not what I meant to do. I need to relabel that one.
Am I paralysed yet?
You're still paralysed.
The time of your paralysis doubles every time you ask if you're still paralysed.
I feel the DM is now trolling me.
You so you hear a voice. It's not your cousin anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check something a sec. It says, we are many. We are masked. And we will find you.
Cool, because there seems to only be the one of you, so that's an interesting suggestion. And when you come for us, what are you gonna do?
Don't cross us.
Getting some mixed messages from you here.
Or we will do something that will not be best for you.
Okay. What was that whole situation earlier with the getting our comrade to drop the halfling? What was your interest there? What were you after? Was that just were you just trying to recover a comrade, or something else going on?
You will understand in time.
Okay, I feel like this dialogue is not. It's a bit one-sided.
At that moment, he says, "Trust me."
James uncomfortably rigid.
Yeah.
There's an intense dramatic moment happening.
Diffusing it.
Impatient.
So
a
it
long
says-
morning.
So at this moment, he says, "Trust me. I wouldn't hurt you. Can you make a... this is going to be a... I think it's a wisdom saving throw, but let me double check.
Is it a concentration spell?
No. Actually isn't. Yeah, wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
And I also need...
Okay. This is going to be borderline. This is going to be real borderline.
also need you to make a wisdom saving throw as well.
Me?
Yep.
Proximity.
You're hearing this voice as well.
Yeah.
Well, you're all hearing it,
Okay.
but specifically you two.
So
wasn't it? So
Saving throw.
So I got a 13.
Saving throw.
13.
Saving throw.
And so these ones here. So plus 1.
12.
12 and 13.
So at that moment, so you feel this essence come over you, and you just, for a moment, and you shake it off by your will of fortune, by your sheer will, and to shrug off this effect. Will of fortune.
Sorry, it took me a moment to catch up with what you said there. Nice.
But Neris, at this moment, her posture changes. Her shoulders drop from the tense, ready for action, high elf, and instead, you.
Is this a charm?
Is this a charm effect?
I should.
Oh,
roll.
you need to roll again. Thank you. Yes, you have advantage against being charmed. Yeah.
There you go.
Well
Good call.
spotted. And good work.
Son of a bitch!
Exactly the same.
No!
Exact same friggin'
I was
result.
there thinking, oh, this is amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, yeah.
Good,
And
good.
Nice
Good
work
one.
on the character sheet, so that was.
Yeah.
So,
teamwork.
your shoulders drop, and a grin comes over your face, and you kind of lock your head to one side and go. And at this point, you really feel that this very friendly voice is not going to cause you any harm, and it's in fact probably a friend of yours. You just feel like so very close to this person.
Hi, friend.
They feel, you feel like, yeah, I'll do whatever they ask. They seem like they seem very trustworthy. You're currently charmed.
Do I
Make-
clock this?
Make
happening?
perception check.
Perception check. Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, yeah, 21.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
You're like,
I kind of
because you feel this effect come over you, and you shrug it off, and you look around and see what's happening to everyone else, and you see
I look and see the
this
look in the eyes of
doe-eyed
Neris and I
high
go,
elf.
guys, So you know how Neris here can make things explode?
Oh, yes.
Why would I?
Not saying you would.
Friend.
Not saying you would. Just saying. Just observing that it's a thing that you do, and I kind of start like going, and just winking like.
Have you been chewing on anything? And I go over to her and just like feel her temperature, and I'm looking in her eyes.
You can make a medicine check if you'd like.
I'd like to make a medicine check. Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, I like the description though. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Actually, that was nice.
That's gonna be 14.
14. Okay, so she seems well. Doesn't seem like she's got any poison come over her or anything. But this is, you haven't seen in the brief amount of time that you've known Neris the High Elf. I'm not even. I can't remember if you introduced your name to people.
Did.
You did. Okay, that's good. Otherwise, this would get confusing. Anyway, Neris the High Elf.
This one.
She's always been. She's always had quite a furrowed brow, and time that you've known her, a bit angsty, kind of moody teenager, and so to see her this ecstatic is a new one for you. But then you haven't known her very long, and elves are pretty strange.
My dear, did you eat anything from the forest?
No.
Huh. Mm.
No, but
Interesting.
the guy in he's really nice. He's his cousin, right? No?
Yes. He did piss on you, like, not 24 hours
Oh,
ago.
that's okay.
I just kind of look at everyone else and just go,
No. That's it.
That's the warning
straw,
sign
yeah.
for us.
There we go,
She's
yeah.
not pissed off.
yeah.
This is the warning
Pissed off.
sign.
I got it.
Wait, pissed on. But not pissed
I would like to turn around
That was like yesterday.
and march. Oh, where's this coming from?
You hear a noise. You hear two noises, in fact. The first noise you hear is you have suddenly recovered from your paralysis,
Not standing up yet.
but you'd be here.
I've got second I've got. I'm still staying exactly where I was.
Okay. And the second sound you hear originates from over here. It's like a snap of twigs over here.
I would like to march towards that snapping of twigs.
Okie dokie.
With purpose.
Go for it. So move yourself on the board there if you want, just so we know where you're going.
I'd like to do
Here?
something similar, but with less march and more stealthily trying to flank.
Stealth there, yeah.
Yeah.
Make a stealth check.
Yeah, I thought you might say that.
Well, I mean, you
did say I want a
You
stealthy.
teed me up there.
I did say I want a stealthy. So
I would
that's
like
a
to
reasonable
acrobatically move over there.
20.
20, yeah, you almost
I
disappear.
am lusted.
A
Which
dark
way?
aura over you as you
Which
you
way?
kind of. Which way are you flanking round? That way?
To the left.
To the left. That way.
Other way. Yeah.
Round that way. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Here?
Outside. Yes.
Check.
Yes.
While I'm on the ground, where I am, I want to look forwards towards these bushes where he originally ran into.
Yep.
And make a perception check.
Do it. Make a perception check.
18.
18.
So I'm trying to look over towards this area, so not where the noise is.
Yep.
To where he ran into the bushes and where, kind of to the right of where the Rudy voice was coming from. So where
this here.
I want to look,
Here?
pretty much around
Okay.
here.
Um,
So I don't think he's where
There's a
the
slight.
sound is.
You see there's a slight breeze. The thicket kind of rustles a bit, but only with the breeze. There's no extra movement detected from that area. But good call.
It did really piss me off that he fell for it after
Yeah.
describing that was their strategy.
Hubris.
He was one of the coolest characters in the book as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I think I'm.
So the guy in Jurassic Park who goes,
Oh yeah.
like
you
beat-
knew exactly
beats,
what's going
beats
on.
a raptor in a fist fight in the book.
Oh.
I massively recommend the Jurassic Park the book. It's about 300% more awesome than the
What
film.
are we
And
doing next, though?
That's a good question.
What? Yes, because this story is still unfolding.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. Puns, I've got one. Okay, so you're doing that. You're looking around in the bushes. Okay, so let's go with you two as you're heading that way, unless you two are doing anything else.
Do I still think that Seth is rigid?
You can make an insight check because he hasn't moved.
4.
Oh, he is still not in a good way. He's not moving.
In that case, trying to be helpful, I decide to go and join my fellows but drag. So
And just leave me
15
alone.
15 feet, yeah.
That's not.
there we go.
So you like look out and
Trying
then
to
suddenly
be
you're
helpful, 'cause I think
moving
he's still
away.
unconscious.
Oh,
And-
look him.
It's very strange. It's very
First check
strange
I've
to
ever
you
wanted.
that you very strange. So when you start, when you're focusing on something in the distance and you see, it's almost like your eyes zoom into it. The opposite happens, and you seem to be, it seems to be going further away from you, and then you realise you're being dragged. Also, when you drag him this time, he's a bit more limp and actually moves rather than this rigid figure that you had before. But you pay it no mind. Paralysis is a strange beast.
Yeah. I didn't want to like meta game, so I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Thank
Right.
you. I appreciate
Right,
the
cool.
metagaming. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you drag him over there. Yeah.
Join them.
You can go join them. Yeah.
I'm not
Hey
gonna
guys,
be
come
your
back!
guy. Hi guys, what you doing?
Hey guys.
New Star
wow.
Rising. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. So anyway, wait. So you're all heading to the bushes over there. Yes. Mala, you were first. You're kind of stealthing on side.
I'm just going in. I'm looking around. I'm just. What caused that twig to snap?
Okay, let's make an investigation check.
Yeah, we are.
Are you still talking to him?
No.
Okay, you look around for a moment. There are some twigs down here from the various bushes and so on around this area, but nothing sticks out, and there's nobody there that you can see. No broken twigs, no signs of movement that you can see from just investigating the area. Probably should have done survival, but hey, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Solely because literally every character is facing to that bush. Can I stealth away?
You can attempt a stealth check, sure.
So. 25.
Oh yeah, you can sneak away.
Can I stealth away?
I would
Let me
say
see.
I would
So-
you would have to crawl away to start with.
So
That's a level 2
10.
roll as well. Imagine
15,
what it's going to be like at level 8.
20. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm going to use my bonus action to
Dash.
move the air.
Yeah.
So
You can get up anytime.
25, and I'm standing up, so I'm in the bushes, hidden from them.
Man, whose idea was cunning action? Honestly, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so just solely because all your characters were facing the other way, I was like, I can sneak away. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
so
have
I'm
another fake
in
dice
this bush,
suggestion.
but
Every time a player wants to sweet talk an NPC, before they roll, they have to run outside and convince a stranger to give them a hug.
you
Thank you.
would have hated that yesterday. He tried to sweet talk a ghost.
My character in another game tried to sweet talk a ghost, and it worked. We got the evidence we needed. Anyway, that's beside the point. On today's game,
For when I'm here, I already know a stealth check, but quiet in combat. Can I do a perception check for blood?
yeah, go for it. I'll tell you what. Let's make it a survival check.
Yeah, because he's been injured twice. So
Yeah, make a
looking
survival
for some
check.
blood on any of the branches and stuff.
Rice.
You're looking for signs of survival.
I think it was
12.
3 times though. Yeah.
I hit him twice with that, but he did told the
Necrotic.
told the dying, so it's
Told the dead.
told the dead. Sorry.
So
damage.
inspecting the immediate area, you saw a trace of blood over here.
Yep.
You saw one a bit over where you're standing in that bush. There's a bit of blood there. That's all you can pick up at this time,
Okay.
and there's no other signs of life there
I'm
either.
still hidden in the bushes.
You're hidden in the bushes,
Cool.
yeah.
Wait. There's still that twig.
Okay, so
So I didn't want to be like,
No,
I
no,
do
no.
all this while everyone's standing there going,
Great.
that's a great twig.
standing there, L.A. Noir style, going. This doesn't
Yeah.
pertain to the case.
Press X to doubt.
Put it down.
Rotating items. Anyway, no. So yeah, you do that, guys. What? So you've just had a look around. Will the rest of you want to do anything to help this investigation, or do any other kind of check?
I will just shout into the hedges. Show yourself.
I just want to
Damn
see
it.
my friend. Can I do? Just. He's
There's
right
no,
in
there's no
there.
response. But you're just desperately
Yeah.
look. You're desperately
Rudy
looking around.
perception.
Yeah, do a perception
Yeah.
check. Yeah, go for it. Let's go at it.
I like this. You're so enamored with him.
Yeah,
You're,
like,
you're the
hello,
one that's going to
friend.
find him.
So that is
Ultimate
18.
backfire.
18. So you're listening out. You don't hear any sounds of movement around this area until you stop suddenly. You hear a scuttle, and and you see a small rabbit appear out of one of the bushes, but that is it. And it just kind of regards you for a moment, and then hops off away from you. It's not your friend. Fleeting look, do you want to do anything?
No. I think I've done enough.
Okay. Brucon, you're stealthing. What do you want to do?
I am stealthing,
You are stealthy.
but I don't know where he is. What I'm going to do is I'm very conscious that Leoberin is still back with the transportation.
Yeah.
So, although I'm not going to just kind of like bite and book it back,
Yeah.
but I am going to make my way. So he's sort of over yonder, yes, roughly where this.
Yeah, just off the map. Yeah.
So if I kind of go and let's say, because we're not doing round movement limits,
Yeah, yeah.
are we? So if I were to go to sort of there-ish,
Yeah.
and just kind of try and scan, remaining stealthy, but
Yep.
try to kind of look and see. So I'm trying to get a kind of
Just check on
another
the car.
perspective on where this guy might be, and also potentially intercept or overhear an attempt on the Stonebreaker.
Yeah. Okay. For this will, I guess this will be a. First of all, make a stealth check just to make sure he's still
Yeah.
living.
Yep.
No, it's okay. Doesn't matter.
No, it's okay. They're already gone.
It's everywhere.
Okay.
One more.
Oh!
I see.
Nice.
Drop it on the floor and then get a natural
Yeah.
20.
Well, that's
Smooth.
25
25.
and a natural 20.
You can see just further up, Leoberin is quite happily tending to the horses. They haven't moved. The Stonebreaker seems intact. Nothing seems to have been disturbed there. Getting a fresh perspective, like a canvas, looking at it from distance and overlaying the area. What was your roll on stealth?
25.
25. And you rolled 25 on perception, so you do spot something moving.
No, that was stealth.
Oh shit. Sorry,
You-
stealth.
you said
Roll a
stealth.
perception check. I'm so sorry. You're stealth, so you're definitely hidden. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
the perception is 12.
12. So looking around, hasn't been disturbed up there, as I said, and down. So looking at this from an angle, from back here, you're now trying to work out where he's gone.
I said 12!
I
Alright.
saw it.
I said 12!
So you when you look at this from further back and trying to assess the situation, you see all your compadres venturing off in the bushes around there, and you remember the guy that disappeared was straight ahead, and then you heard Brucon over there. Sorry, Rudy over there. Your Brucon.
Yeah.
Brucon heard Rudy over there,
Yeah.
and you're just piecing that together. Those are the three areas. So
Yeah.
it forms a nice curve like that. That's what you guess. Take
So
at this point.
Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, kind of like
Yeah, not
insane geometries
not quite
appearing
Rain
in the-
Man, but you're
appearing
just
in the
working
end
everything
for
out.
everybody.
Yeah.
I would like to, since there's nothing here,
Yeah.
turn around, stomp back over in this direction.
Sure. Start heading over there. Seth, while you're hidden in the bushes there.
I'm going to start to make my way. I'm going to try and move quite a bit further away, so probably about 30 feet. Start to make a look around and start to loop back around towards the
The group.
sound. So I'm basically
Doing a little going around perimeter.
30 feet away and
Yep.
doing perimeter around.
Okay,
All
cool.
the
This
way
sounds
to
good.
Probably about here, and I'm going it not slowly, but enough that I can check for any signs of. I'm going to say twigs snapping into the woods. I'm looking for the blood.
Look for the blood. Okay.
I think.
So make so you're still looking for blood. So
Look
make
for blood, and ideally it's because I've seen the blood come this way,
Yeah.
so I've started to try and follow.
yeah
that
sure.
trail.
So this be a survival check.
You could still be looking for your body.
Yeah, I mean,
It's only 11.
11. You make the loop round over the next minute, and you don't find any traces of blood as you loop round. The trail goes cold. Can you make an Arcana check for me?
if I'm still sure.
You're still charmed, but I'd like you to make an Arcana check.
Charmed is an hour.
It is.
'Cause you're still looking for your friend.
13.
So you tried looking literally for your friend, and now you're trying to sense your friend with your arcane energy.
Where's my friend?
Come
back.
Magic, show me where it. Anyway,
The way it's just FREN.
13. You okay? So with 13, you're like looking around, and you go, And the thought crosses your mind, my friend, he wouldn't be playing a trick on me, would he? He wouldn't be trying to deceive me in any way
It's too nice.
by, sending off spells that make noises in a different direction, misdirect. He wouldn't do that. You hear in your head,
This is all
so
dead
no one else
wishes.
can hear this, but you hear, very good. Perhaps we can work together one day.
Can I respond?
You can respond to this message.
I need. How murdery do I want to go? What did he say? Sorry.
He said, very good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can work together one day. Maybe we can work together, ... one day. Friend.
Does he say ...
He doesn't
really
say the ...
hope-
I'm
really
just trying to
hope-
emphasise the spot.
Oh, no.
It's not that literal. There'll be characters later who may
I
say
like-
all of their
I just
punctuation.
I really like it when characters are genuinely sinister, but also have some kind of massive flaw in their intimidating villain game.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Kind of Dick Dastardly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Murdery.
Anyway,
Do you
How do you respond to the message?
do you work with the guild as well?
I don't hear anything else.
the what indeed?
So you
Yes.
so none of you would have heard that because it was a message
Yeah.
spell, so you would have heard that.
Message
But
to-
obviously you don't get the response to
a message for you from.
that. A moment later, as you're pausing, because I'm assuming you wait at this point,
Yeah.
you hear another one that says, I work with a guild. You will know us in time.
We'll find you one day.
That's it. Go on.
So that I'm going to do one not a survival check, perception. So I'm not looking for blood. I'm generally just looking around.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that, if I don't get anything, I'll head back towards the group. 21.
21. Okay, so you look around on this perimeter that you do, the perimeter
Yeah.
sweep. Yeah, there's nothing here undisturbed, and you go, yeah, we have been led up the garden path here.
I'm going to come back out here then. So I'm going to come out from this direction.
With the short flame as well.
Because no one's seen that I'm gone yet.
And literally everyone is ready for combat as you just kind of walk in
Yeah.
there. Hey guys!
I'm not walking
Am
out
I
I'm
still
literally
charmed?
I think it lasts for an hour, so
just-
yeah.
An hour?
Let me just double check. It might be a minute.
It's an hour.
Did you find him?
It is an hour. It's not
He's-
friends. It's
he's
just one
gone.
person.
As I've gone over to that picket, can I just with the quarterstaff at full extension, just thrashing through the undergrowth?
You can.
Just going to yell, Nala! Nala!
Oh,
Nala, he's gone.
I'm sure he's around here
And
somewhere.
I see him doing that, so I take my quarterstaff and start doing the same.
Maybe this will make him come back.
Yeah.
Guys, he's gone. He left.
I'm just gonna start really getting into that bush.
He's gone, guys.
Sir, you've appear to have woken up.
Yeah, and I'm
Excellent.
going to be walking away back towards the carriage.
Are we, is this over?
He's gone.
Oh.
Let's head back to the
What?
carriage.
Oh.
No. He's been my friend.
When she says that, I'm going to turn around and say, have you met him before?
No, but.
I come around, I come behind you, big elephant hand on your back. Oh, come, my dear. I think we need to discuss about what you've eaten from around.
I'm walking, but I'm looking back, over.
No.
Wait for me.
Was it mushrooms? Was it some
I
sort of
swear
berry?
I didn't eat anything. He's my
Oh,
friend.
if you
Why
say
doesn't anybody
so.
believe me?
You just start walking back, you look behind.
And there's a little glittery frame in my vision.
And she's just looking at a shrub. This is where she saw him go away.
It's a slow-mo walk away, just oh,
Yeah,
no.
Kind of heads back towards the carriage.
Yeah.
Okay, head back to the carriage. Leobrin's still there. He goes, I see you've come back empty-handed, have we? Oh, sorry. Horses are fine. Shall we,
Yes.
I guess continue?
We have pressing matters. I am still concerned about Lady Grenville.
We have lives to save, don't we?
Ah,
We should.
Yeah.
Yes.
The actual thing we were supposed to be doing.
Until we lost our prisoner.
yeah. Marshal the horses. Let's.
We.
Marshall.
This is
Yes,
we
Marshall.
nonsense.
Yes, good idea.
This is we stuff, Kimosabe.
Okay. We rolling out?
Slice and Dice sounds like
Cold cuts.
playing a D&D combat encounter to get an order of cold cuts at a butcher for free. I'll take that as a compliment. Eat the cheese 27. Thank you. All right.
I don't know what that.
I don't know. It could be good, could be bad.
I think if we take it as a good thing,
Yeah, okay.
then
I
it,
would
it
like
works.
to take it up the path
What?
to where Lady Grenfell is.
So you continue up the path. So within an hour, you will arrive at the site, and just before you arrive, suddenly, this very heightened emotion you were feeling of joy and love towards this particular being that you only heard and never saw fades away, and suddenly you realise, yeah, I got charmed here. For the first time in your life, but you know what's happened for sure.
Do we suddenly see a scowl appear on your face again?
Yeah, so you know when she's back. 'Cause
Motherfucker.
I don't say anything, but I'm about to burn this entire.
the eyes just go so red.
This entire like stone crusher to the ground, like.
Is there such a thing as like involuntary prestidigitation, just sort of sitting there,
It's basically
turning physically red?
I'm turning like everything. Basically, I start turning in what you saw earlier when I scared the crap out of those guards.
Neris, you
And it's basically you just see if
okay?
you see the back of me, it's just the hair starts going up.
you okay, Neris?
Don't even talk to me right now.
I'm sorry we lost your friend. We'll find him again.
Don't.
Oh, did
Basically.
you make a friend? Oh, that's nice. Right?
Basically, everything starts glowing. I'm just like, fucking just walk.
Get my water
Go
skin
ahead.
ready.
Basically, I see a shrub and I cast firebolt at the shrub.
Yep, yeah, and it
In
burns
rage.
so brightly. I wouldn't even let you. You don't even have to
Yeah.
roll. Actually, no, you
I
do
just
have to
like-
roll.
I just
You have
look
to
at
roll.
him.
Roll.
Okay, fine.
Roll.
I'll
It might be a
roll.
1, so I gotta roll. Make you
It's
roll.
not a 1.
It's a 21.
Oh, it burns so brightly.
True.
Okay.
And the rage, and just for free, you can throw in the control flame as well, and you just.
Yeah. No, there's no control about what I just did.
Just goes up.
High elf
What are you doing? I'm going to ask Neris what happened. I'm going to instantly carry on with the horses.
I kind of Brucon
Nobody
kind of
speak to me. Nobody.
Brucon allows the atmosphere to kind of settle for a couple of moments and then goes, so, magic user messes with your head. Important safety tip.
Yes.
And kind of I go, I am not affiliated in any way with any magic users in a kind of like, please don't torch me to the ground.
But I know several, not just magic users. There's other bigs that can mess with your mind. If you've ever been to anyone been to the Feywild? No?
Do I know what the Feywild is?
You can roll a history check. No, yeah, history check. 12. You have no idea what he's talking about.
That
This might be.
I will help.
I mean, by powers of deduction, from what you know of the land, this is probably an elvish thing. It could be it could be something to do with the Empire of Fallen Stars, or it could be something to do with the Loran Lass. But one of these elven things.
As idle conversation, I would like to engage him on it and just,
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that, and just have a chat about it. What is that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much I can say, but when we get some time, I'll divulge a little more.
Make a mental note.
Marshall must do
Don't
this.
share secrets with the Oberyn. He is not good at keeping them. It's like, I don't know if
good
I should
mental
tell you about this thing I just told you about, but probably will one day.
One day, yeah. Anyway, so
Consolation cookie.
Did we come upon the
Cookie of solace.
yeah. Just after this little mini event of the burning bush, you arrive at the So for the three of you who haven't, so that's you two plus Leo Oberyn, haven't seen this yet. As you carry on up the road, you can see You can see what looks like a rock fall, just because. So as you continue on the road, the half-light forest on the right-hand side grows ever closer to you, and on the left-hand side, you see the beginnings of the foothills that lead up to the Ratgurat Mountains. On the left-hand side of you, and you can see in front of you, just off of the road, is a rock fall, and there is a wooden sign that you just notice scattered on the floor that says "Danger." Just maybe 100 yards, sorry, from where the rock fall is.
How far is the rock fall from the road?
It's next to the road. It's maybe like 50 feet
so the
away.
cliff's there. Cool.
Yeah.
So we don't need to take the horse in Stonebreaker too far off the road.
Yeah. No, it's very close.
What time of day is it?
So it's going to be getting on for 2 or 3 p.m. Still daylight.
The clearing that we can go to see it, is it like a straight shot, or is it hidden through shrubbery and bushes?
Or
and
the
stuff?
rockfall? No, it's right there, plain as day.
Is there anything that we can do to blank that clearance? I'm thinking we've just kidnapped a child from that town. People are going to be following us. We know how long it takes to do this. We've been going for like 4 or 5 hours. They can catch up to us.
Yeah, you can go about 3 hours.
Yeah, so they can easily catch up to us. We're going to be visible by the road for the good rest of the day. We could get ambushed. Is there a way that we can...
Well, I mean, is it worth trying to figure out how the Stonebreaker works? Given that world, if it's quick, if it's not, then take it off.
Who's the smartest here?
Well, I'm not the smartest here. I can say that with great confidence. But Brucon, as a dwarf, is familiar with stoneworking and generally kind of a race of engineers. So Brucon is well up for having a stab at it.
+1 intelligence.
+2 intelligence.
Let me just check
Brucon
Leo.
has +9.
What about you, Dan?
And our angriest.
0. A solid 0.
Your stats are totally
plus
insane.
2.
I love it. Your stats make no sense to me.
Paladin
the
does
Ogren
not
has
need
+2.
intelligence.
So, okay.
Hidden smite.
The elves are team intelligence.
How many?
+2. I think same as you actually. Yeah. Proficient in Arcana, History, and Investigation.
He might be better at this than me.
What is it you're trying to do, sir? You're trying to conceal stuff?
We're trying to figure out how the Stonebreaker works.
So
Oh,
I think
okay.
We want to split the party slightly. So it's a couple of people try and figure out how the Stonebreaker works. The rest of us, we want to try and conceal from the road the rock slide. Just because people are probably going to be following us. So we don't want them to see them taking the carriage off the road and we're sitting there for several hours trying to dig out.
I'm saying we do a quick check to see if we can figure out in the next 5-10 minutes, and if not, we hide it
Yeah.
and then figure it out.
Just because you can see the rock slide from there, so our big carriage thing is going to be visible from the road of us getting rid of the rocks. But can you burn down like some trees and we drag some smaller trees that look like they've fallen?
I'm in the mood for burning down some trees.
How big is the rock slide?
It covers, you probably guesstimate, covers like a 40 feet wide area.
Okay, we could try something. Yeah.
So if you two want to do like try and figure out how the rock smasher works.
Sure.
You burn down like at the bottom of the trees, and we'll drag some smaller trees across to try and block it with the like bushy part of the top of the trees, so that they can't see the rock slide from the road.
Okay.
Make sense?
I think so. So just smaller trees
Yeah.
to basically chop timber.
Brucon, you and I are gonna look at this Stonebreaker, are we?
Sure. What about the Oberon?
Yeah, love you as well.
This
the
is
Oberon
what I'm
seems like
picturing.
Yeah,
If people
whatever you
are
need.
following
Yes,
us,
I'll help.
they're gonna see all of us.
Yeah.
But
Give
so
you
I just want to put
guidance,
some
by the way.
shrubbery
Okay.
and stuff
D4,
here,
yeah?
so they'll go past us.
So you're trying to figure out how the Stonebreaker works.
Yeah.
So
I say
it's
little
just
prayer.
That's
investigation.
like
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to say that.
Mm.
Okay, well that's pretty good.
Well,
The Oberon got 11.
do we have some
Brucon
small
got
trees
22.
around us?
Okay, 22. It's essentially a battering ram. You just need a lot of weight at the further end. Shove it into it. Simple as that. That's easy structure.
Okay.
Oh, so could we have a bash and then try and cover up whatever we're doing?
Yeah.
And you guys are going to be gathering small trees and
Small
wood and stuff.
trees, shrubs, just trying to build a small makeshift wall to block the view from the road.
I'll say the two of you can then. Sorry, 2 of you or 3 of you?
Three.
Three of you can make
Shut up, Draco.
so if you can all make survival checks, and we'll just to see how well you do in gathering wood.
Wow.
What's
Natural
due?
1.
Oh, okay.
What he doesn't know.
What did you ask for?
Survival.
Oh, 6.
17.
Natural 1.
So Seth, you march on ahead, leading your charges towards Halfrach Forest. It's going to take you
Only rogue in the world who is comfortable in a rural environment.
to get to the edge of. I'd say just before the edge. We won't get to the actual forest, but you can get to sort of the wooded area just before the forest. Wooded area, not a forest. So there's a few trees around. That will take you maybe half an hour there and then half an hour back. So it'll take you the best part of an hour. So if you want to do that and then gather the wood, which will maybe take another half an hour, you can do that. If you have to do that.
How long do you think it would take to take down that wall?
A couple of hours, I'd have thought.
Then yeah, if it's going to take a couple hours,
Sure.
I'll do that.
So yeah, you go on ahead towards the forest.
Just after I do that, I'm just going to get both the horses, tie a slightly longer stick to the back, and I'm just going to walk them down the road about 10-15 minutes so the sticks are dragging like the wagon wheels. So carry on the path so they think we've got another about 10 minutes down the
That's a
road.
great idea, and it just so happens because you rolled okay that you got you charge on ahead to the forest, start hacking down some trees, get as much as you can carry,
Thanks for
like
help.
twigs and stuff.
Thanks.
You turn around and see the other two, and you've got
They're
Fleeting's
picking up
carrying
sticks.
his battle axe, and he's just looking around and.
He's standing next to a tree and a bush, and then he hits the axe with the bush.
And you
He
remember
basically
what the
drawing signs
pygmy
into
Goliaths taught you about nature, and you decide that you don't want to disturb the natural order, and decide to leave the trees be for the moment.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, you try, but your response to trying to take down trees is setting them on fire. So there's a few shrubs just burning around you. You just turn around, you drop your logs to the ground.
I just see the tiefling there, a little butterfly playing on his fingers. It's like, oh, pretty. Just blowing trees up, like, cool.
We are functional.
So over the course of this time, then on your way back, you give Neris some of the wood to carry.
Yeah.
You give Fleeting some of the wood to carry, although he looks a little bit shocked that you've cut down some of the tree brethren. And Fleeting, can you make just make an intelligence check for me?
Cheers.
6.
You start questioning whether any of these are the trunk that doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Bringing that baby back.
Yeah.
Just looking at these logs to try and work out if one of them's slightly different from the others in some unique way.
I'm assuming that's a session 2 reference.
It is a session 2 reference, yes. You're going to catch up on our YouTube.
I need to.
I winked at the camera, so we're going to move on. And then you manage to get back to the group. So during this time, then you guys know how this works.
Yeah.
You're going to bash
Getting
away.
strong.
Okay, so all three of you combined. This is familiar now because we did this when you pushed the cart earlier. But this is going to be
Cumulative.
who's going to be pushing it and who's going to be directing it? Should I say?
Well, the Oberyn seems the obvious candidate for direction,
Okay.
and then me and Malar doing the
Excellent.
sweaty work.
So, okay, so that in which case then you two make the athletics checks,
Yeah.
and then he will make a little.
Can I get some of that guidance action again? Or
Oh, let me come over here. Put my hands on your
Make a
shoulders.
little,
like,
Oh,
yeah,
it's your
yeah,
hands.
yeah, you get that.
Sweet.
That's
Okay.
how you spend.
And he's going to make a little intelligence check just to see if he can work out where the best
Oh,
point to
God,
go
that's
is.
not great.
Oh, not again.
Yeah. Okay. So.
That's
You're
not
the
good.
big
A non-natural 20
You're
on
the
intelligence, so
muscle.
he knows exactly the right spot in the sweet spot in the rocks where you need to aim the
Okay.
thing. What did you roll?
I rolled 5.
Athletics. 5.
Yeah.
And I rolled
muscle.
12.
So total 17. No modifiers.
You're our only muscle.
That's with no modifiers. That's with the modifiers.
That's with the modifier, yeah.
There's
So
no more modifiers.
so you both and
The
the
paladin's as strong as the rogue.
swings the you push forward this big bit of lumber with this pristine metal point on the end of it into the rocks, and although you realise that you kind of caught yourself. You didn't have quite as much momentum as you know you could put into it. Rocks then start to crack as it just connects with it, and for a moment there's a little bit of a spark come off there. That it could be flint, it could be something else.
That was surprisingly good for the amount of effort put in.
Can you make a history check using your stone cunning, please?
I can.
So you get
So I double my history bonus.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so that's 19.
19. So when you see that the first rock that it connects with just like cracks, you gather that this stuff that's hitting to it, it can't just be steel. There must be some sort of magic imbued within this metal that's hitting. And you recognise that one more hit directly on there should be enough to dislodge that and start the rocks falling.
Okay, I'll relay this information to
Do it again.
Yep.
Make another strike.
Do it again.
Do it again!
Oh, God,
Another
again.
Oh, wow.
Guys.
10.
5.
This time, Leobrin's going to help. That wasn't great. He rolled, it was athletics, 10.
I rolled 10 as well.
10, 20,
5.
25. And with that,
You're just pirates.
and big boulder just gives way, almost like the metal just kind of melts through it, and it just falls apart. And more rocks begin to tumble down. Both of you and Leobrin need to make dexterity saves just to get out of the way. Oh god.
Oh, nice. When it matters. That's good as well.
What did you roll?
16.
16. Okay. Whoa! And move out the way.
That was a good
Out the way.
battle.
Thank you. Thank you.
13.
13 is enough as well. You get monkey reflex to get out of the way. Leobrin rolled with a natural 1.
Oh, no!
So he gets hit under some boulders. He gets so he goes prone
Sorry, Marshall.
and takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage
Very sorry,
underneath some rock.
Marshall.
Thanks, buddy!
I'm in trouble.
As I say,
Go over to help him.
I say, is it cleric time?
Well, I'm down for my last spell slot.
Even with the short rests?
Do you get him back?
You don't get back on. You can get nothing back on a short rest.
Only warlocks get your spell slots back on the short rests.
And wizards.
Wizards get.
Oh, the next
Wizards
one.
get
Yeah,
arcane
wizards get
recovery.
yeah,
Get
wizards
a
get
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
recovery,
Yeah, because all the other one, because wizards, warlocks.
Because wizards are
have
great.
Sorcerers don't, but they've got meta magic
Wizards
after
are
their
the
first
best.
How
level.
much is
So
he down by?
Less than half. He has less than half left. He had 7 hit points. He now has
he's
3.
bloodied.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give him my last spell slot.
Could you have killed him with that?
Well, you see, Leobrin has 1 dump stat, and if you watch the campaign diary, it's Constitution is his dump stat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I knew that because we were discussing it on the thing, and he rolled down the line. All of his stats are random, fully random. So yeah.
Just with the passive boosts, I would do a minimum of 7 points of healing without having to roll anything.
he's just like, I'll be all right. I'll just, and he could take a little short rest if he needed to. So he's just like, I'm sure I'll be fine. Heroes must go through scuffs and scrapes, won't they? So I must prove myself, and
Maybe you should stand back a little.
I'll give him.
perhaps I can observe.
I produce a
Supervise.
hip flask of fine brandy or something, and kind of go. Here you go. Have that to. Wait for it. Keep spirits up. Hey!
That's very good. And you see him pull out a handkerchief, and he just wipes the top of the,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
and just puts it to one side. Okay, so with those rocks falling down, you see now from that effort, an entrance appears in front of you. So all of the rocks give way to reveal the entrance to a cave. And by which time you guys turn up, so you're all back together again, nice and neat.
Wall to the road is made. Distraction tracks leading on have been made.
So yeah, you've done the distraction tracks. We'll say it probably takes the next better part of another half an hour just to disguise everything, because that's what we wanted to do. And can we do? It was your idea, so can you roll a stealth check just to see how well you guys can hide this stuff?
Is it? Sorry. So we. What was it? Was it like a mine that we've?
So the entrance to looks like a natural cave. 15. Okay, so you position these branches and stuff. Are you doing it over the Stonebreaker, or what's your
Yeah,
plan?
so we're trying to make it sort of like I drew a map.
Oh,
So
I love it. Okay.
Basically, so that's the road coming down. There's the hole.
Wait a minute.
That's no. It was.
Let's see your map.
Hang on, ignore my kill list.
Sensitive information.
Just the road there. There's all the rocks and such. So I basically just wanted to make a wall there. So
Yeah.
when they come down, they just carry on going past.
Okay. Okay. That I couldn't really see that on the map.
So not 100% that one got picked
Yeah, I
up.
don't think that really got picked up.
So
Anyway,
it's on
so
that-
you're gonna make a wall.
So basically, just want to, like when you drive down, there's just bushes, and you can't see through the bushes into the fields. I
Right.
just want to make a bush wall so that if they were riding past, they'd go past us.
So you're trying to mask the entrance to the
the
cave and the Stonebreaker.
our horses, the avalanche.
Just to try and help you, why don't we move the Stonebreaker off into the trees?
Yeah. So now that we've finished,
And then you guys can just
Yeah.
the rock slide.
now that we've finished, we can move it to the side.
No, I'll
It was just because with how long it take us, I just saw them coming up the road. I mean, they could have been literally an hour behind us.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay. So yeah, you start assembling, putting the stuff all to one side, moving the Stonebreaker. I just want to look this up a second because I just want to check how this works. So bear with me 2 seconds. So when you're putting this stuff to one side, Neris, you grab one of these. So one of the trees that the smaller trees that Seth had gathered was like a little sapling, and he pulled it out whole. So it's got its roots and all. And you take it. So it's only like that yay big, little shrub type thing, and you plant it in the ground, and you just think for a moment, and you cast mending on it, and it just kind of starts embedding its roots into the ground. Because why not? That's cool. Bit of flavour for you.
Oh, thank you, DM.
Yeah, there you go. So you planted a tree.
I lost my bet of episode.
You have destroyed many things, but you have created something at this rare.
It's perhaps more druid craft, but I thought mending might kind of work for that.
Yeah.
You repaired a natural tear in the roots. There you go. Sorted. Yeah, so it's as concealed as you're going to get it within that time. It's now reaching sort of, must be about 5-6 o'clock, so the sun is starting to wane.
Should we bring the horses into the cave slightly, or leave them outside, just around the field?
How
We've
is everybody feeling at the moment?
I'm good.
To be honest, I could do with a little bit of just a short
Sit down.
rest and recover. If it actually, hang on, let's say he did that over the short rest.
Yeah.
While you guys were
Yeah,
doing all that,
short
he
rest
rested.
and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Sorry, forget that. Yes, I'm fit as a fiddle. Good to continue. Yeah.
Physically, I'm alright, but I really feel I've used up most of my blood juice of the age
dog
today.
The dog list, love it. Oh, James, you're getting all the troll.
Drake is taking over the fucking chat.
Not
That's
even Drake.
something
That's
No, I'm saying he's like
Cool.
he's started the rest of them off.
Houndbane is now a thing. There are going to be tweets about it and everything. Anyway,
All of our 3 viewers.
Seth Houndbane. No, it's not your name. Carry on. Yes.
He's like,
It's got Bane. But
Like Kane.
so one with the cave entrance. Do we see survivors?
Really adopted
Was anyone
dogs.
hurt?
Make a perception check. So you're not entering it currently. You're just looking in. Aren't you?
Yeah, so I've got your dark visions, normal such.
Yep.
13 to 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, the whole reason we came for saving people.
It seems still
that's mean, Drake. That is harsh.
on the very slice and dice bad sides. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, you just looking into the cave. There's no signs of life, and you can just hear this kind of reverberating breeze going into the cave, just echoing off the walls, and that's all you're currently getting.
Can I have a look?
Still.
It's dark vision.
Yeah, he's got dark vision too, but you can have a look. Yeah, and you see exactly the same thing. That there's no signs of life, and you can just see straight ahead of you into this cave. You can see some stalactites are starting to emerge on the edge of your dark vision. The cave kind of winds a bit from what you can see looking directly in, and kind of it masks as it seems to go around a corner and out of your sight.
Sure, there's people down there.
With the tracks from the carriage was by the road near the hole that we filled up. The tracks led to here, and they went under the landslide when we first came to search. So I'm going to yell in, "Hello!" as loud as possible.
You don't like this.
Hello.
Is anyone in there?
Anyone in there?
Can you hear me?
Fuck off.
Seems to just be echoing, but I tell you what, make a performance check. Just want to see how loudly you project this.
There it is.
Why did I put it?
Natural 20.
Okay.
Oh, this is loud. And
A bit of rage from a fight earlier. Just
Could have been the little old lady hoo-hoo.
after a moment, after your echo has died down, you hear a hello, hello, hello. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yay.
Suppose you didn't bark into the fucking hell.
Who's the new person coming in with this?
Oh, all the banter.
They're viewers, we'll take it.
Yeah.
They're viewers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so guys, so
Aw.
that's where we're gonna leave it. So we'll pick it up next time with you entering the cave. I would have thought, but we shall see.
Alright.
What? Dogs kills 0. We've got a dog tally for this
We
week.
need a sign with actually like a whiteboard, like a mini one.
Yeah. It has been 0 sessions since we have killed a dog.
Yeah. We could have it as a little calendar behind you guys. There's a bit of blank wall there. So.
Yeah.
We'll just go like
Yeah, and
Dog's
then
killed,
every now and
0.
again we're just kind of
Bit of blue chat, it'll be fine.
There's,
flip.
yeah.
there's Seth angry he did kill a dog. There. Seth angry he didn't kill a human. No.
So yeah, interesting stuff. I wasn't expecting that to go quite how it went. So good job on getting out of there.
Arrested?
Oh yeah, they were going to try and arrest you. Sure. Yeah.
Did you think we were gonna take on 10
I thought we might
guards?
try and jump down the well. I don't know why. I kind of alluded to the wells a couple of times.
You did?
Were we gonna massacre people?
Eh?
Were we gonna have to massacre people?
Basically kill the entire
That or
village.
you get
Or get
arrested,
captured, yeah, or get
and then
captured.
or you'd have this. You probably would have had this standoff with the guys and be like, "Well, he's buying slaves, and we've got his ledger to prove it," and they'd be like, "No," and you'd be like, "Well, you've broken into my thing," and there'd be this awkward, yeah, and they'd have to figure that out.
With survivors to clear our name.
So we'll see what the ramifications of that are, because you managed to escape for now, so that's good. And wanted poster. Don't know what's on the wanted poster,
No,
but
you not.
I guess we'll find that out another time. And also that guy. I need to talk to you about what guild it was that you're part of, or that you were associated with, because I don't remember now. I don't think I actually told you.
Secrets.
We talked about a few bits for it.
We did. It might. I think we're good. Cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, the players. And am I right
Got
in
your
saying
bucket.
that Bart, you can't come next week? Is that
Can't do
right?
next week.
So we're going to be
Very
without.
He
distressing.
becomes
Forgot
our
your bucket.
horse watcher.
We're without a Brucon.
Yeah.
Although he'll be there in spirit. If you can get me your character sheet, I can then
Catch
sort
us
of
and were
fill in for you.
Yeah, sure.
If you want that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's fine.
Whirling melee of fists is pretty much Brucon, like about 75%.
So I was thinking dark vision plus stone cunning might be useful in the cave.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So
I'm
we'll-
totally cool with sending you the information, and then you can do it. I will be getting drunk.
Excellent. So guys, thank you all very much, and thank you all for watching. And we'll be back same time next week.
Thank you.
That's with I took you off the screen for doing that. I'm so sorry. We'll be with you next week. So we'll be back next week, same time. That's Monday, 6 p.m. here on the channel for the next instalment to see what happens in this darn cave. Very excited. But join me on Friday. Yeah, same dog time, same dog channel. Yep. It's so much trolling of James. It's too much. Of Seth, really, not you. Join me on Friday at 5 p.m. for another campaign diaries where I'll reveal a little bit more about this halfling character that you came across and the guild and all that sort of thing. There'll be a little bit about that in the session and maybe what's to come
What time is
next
that?
week a
I
little
can
bit.
vouch for those. They're actually, as a player, they're really interesting to watch.
What time is that?
5 p.m. on Friday.
Cool, I'm free Friday. I'm watching that. I need to know about him.
Excellent.
Kill him.
Excellent. So join me for that 5 p.m. on Friday here on the channel. And until
Fist
then,
bump.
the players have been their
Adios.
characters. I've been your
See you
DM.
later.
You've been yourselves. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Stay pimpin'.
Bye.
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 Good shit, Mark.